Comic Timing is member supported by listeners like you over at patreon.com/comic timing. We thank you very much for your continued support of the show. As I've said in previous episodes, the Zoom bill is paid, and it's thanks to you fine folks that happened. Now let's get hosting paid for, shall we? As that's a pretty penny these days. But nevertheless, every little bit that you give to the show will help us out. For as little as $1 a month, you get access to some articles that Chris Naudis has been writing for the Patreon, as well as some extra audio, some extra video, and everything in between, whatever we can throw your way over at patreon.com/comic timing. And if you would like to give a single donation of a higher number, or you just don't do Patreon, you could send it my way over at paypal.me/IamSci-Fi, one word. Once again, anything that you could give is greatly, greatly appreciated. Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levinstein, and welcome to episode milestone, baby, milestone 250 of Comic Timing. And to celebrate, Raf's here. Hey, Raf.
Hello. One member of the crew will die, but you will never guess who.
It won't be me because I'm the host, and if I die, who pays the bills?
That's very true. No, it's actually it's Brent. But it's actually a clone of Brent that we didn't know was a clone this entire time.
Oh, yeah. Casino side, right? That's
yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna go with the Scarlet Casino, but Casino side just rolls off the tongue a little bit.
No, it's so much better.
Yeah, but yeah, this is episode 250 of Comic Timing. There have been a bunch of in-between episodes and part ones and part twos and shit like that, so it's probably closer to like episode 265 or something like that. But either way, we have reached our milestone. This also means that we've done pretty close to 50 episodes since we started going back regularly. So
which is actually not bad.
Not bad at all, yeah. We did a really good job of actually sticking to near weekly since last year, and we're going to keep doing it. I will also say, any of you on video, yes, this is a Mets cup. No, it doesn't mean I'm suddenly a Mets fan. I was at a Mets game last week and managed to get it. I am drinking a beer in honor of the passing of George Wendt, which was announced the day of this episode. Norm, this one's for you. Da Bears.
And we are 11 o'clock comics.
No, we're not. Listen to our last episode to hear that joke 4 times. But yes. Either way, this is previews. Murd is unavailable this week as he is currently nose deep in some preparation for his upcoming show that he is going to be a part of. Yeah, let me get the information on that, just for anybody who may theoretically be in the area who wants to check him out. He's going to be in Disaster the Musical at the Sycamore Stage Theater Company. Performances are June 20th, 21st, 27th, and 28th. That's in Robisonia, Pennsylvania, at the Sycamore Stage outdoor venue. It is outdoor, so remember that and bring your own chair. And tickets are available online for $20 or $25 at the door. So if you're in the area and you want to check out Murd performing, this is a pretty cool play. It's based on a whole bunch of disaster movies and parodying them. So there's a whole bunch of Jaws references and Die Hard and stuff like that. So
I just rewatched that for the first time in years.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Jaws? Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I heard the shark doesn't work. The shark is broken.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Yeah. But either way, do check him out. He will be doing that in June, and he will be back on the show when he has time to do so. But we may theoretically also be joined by Chris Eberly later on in this episode. But either way, it is previews, and we have previews to share with y'all. Image issue 7 of their monthly catalog previews itself, issue 440. We've got DC Connect issue 60. We've got Marvel issue 44. And we're also going to be showing you guys tomorrow's later on in this very episode via the Lunar catalog, and Lunar's catalog. This is not actually numbered yet, so it's hard to really know what it is. I'm sorry, issue 41. There you go.
There we go.
Most of the stuff, and those of you on video will see this right here, most of the stuff in the Lunar catalog is also available elsewhere. So we're not really going to be doing too much from the Lunar catalog. However, now Tomorrow's is Lunar exclusive as a reminder. So we will be focusing upon them later on in this very episode. Otherwise, we're still going to reference the previous catalog for now. In about 2 or 3 months, we're going to have separate Titan, IDW, and Dark Horse catalogs. They are now available where I usually get my catalogs at Comics. And they have separate catalogs. So I wouldn't be surprised if Boom also has a separate catalog soon, because they're going to be at a Penguin Random House as well. But for now, Diamond remains a thing. As you heard on the barely on the episode I released in honor of our anniversary, re-airing our 10th anniversary special. It's now official who actually bought Diamond, and it looks like they are going to continue to put the catalog out, and things will continue business as usual. But they're still an assload in debt, no matter what. So we'll see what happens in the not too distant future.
Also, RIP Diamond Select Toys, apparently.
Oh, really? Is that official now?
I don't know if it's official, but a lot of people have been talking about it. So I'm as far as I know, it's official, unless something came out like in the past few hours.
Yeah, I literally just saw this just now when I was looking for it. So in fact, actually, good call on that, and good thing to mention on the previous episode. So let me bring up the article that I just found here on Tough.
Not going to order anything from them.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah, Diamond Select Toys is officially out of business as of the day that we are recording this. They, as of the writing of this article, it's unclear what will happen to the Muppet license. It's possible that Ad Populum may retain it. Ad Populum is the parent of NECA, who currently produce Sesame Street action figures. Still, hope is slim that we'll finally get the Pepe and Uncle Deadly Sweetums and Robin, or New Zealand and Lip sets that were announced anytime soon. Yeah, so this was gonna wind up happening for at least some of Diamond's properties. Like we kind of knew that it was definitely going to be on the shopping block eventually, and unfortunately, Diamond Select is one of them. Possibly because it's an also ran now. I know that they did acquire them for their for their actual licenses and stuff like that. But if you're already a toy company, why do you actually need Diamond Select Toys? Like it's not something that you necessarily need as a brand anymore. So Comic Speed had it 2 days ago, the full skinny of it. Diamond employee who posts as Jill had the termination letter and her own thoughts in a comment here. The sale of Diamond Comics was finalized today, and a few minutes after the press release went out, my sales team and I, Stuart Carter and Terry Hellman, were let go. Several others at Diamond were let go, and my heart goes out to everyone affected. I am open to work and consulting. That was Diamond Books. And later, a statement from VP of Client Services at DBD, Emily Bodica, who just a few weeks ago posted on LinkedIn that she was open to work, confirmed that she and two other employees remaining at DBD, marketing manager Ashley Kronberg and Thomas Sadowski, had been laid off. And the shutdown of Diamond Select Toys seems to be even more sleeping. A now private posting by a former Diamond employee reported that all staff was let go from Diamond Select Toys.
Oh, man. Yeah. A lot of people I know.
Yeah.
That sucks. I guess I'm not working in comics distribution anymore ever again.
Well, I mean, you're not right now, so you're okay. But yeah.
But I don't. Unless Penguin Random House needs someone and they can beat my current job, I'm probably my time as in comics distribution is done.
Yeah. Well, I at least according to Comics Beat here, what I said is actually probably true. It may be surprising to some that Diamond Select Toys has been shut down since the buyer at Populum owns several toy companies already, including NECA and WizKids, and the business would seem to be a natural fit. However, Ad Populum could just be taking over the licenses and transferring them to NECA. That makes the most sense out of literally all. It's redundancies. I back in the day was part of a redundancies after a purchase with one of the companies that I used to work for, and yeah, it's going to happen no matter where you are in whatever industry you happen to be a part of. If you're bought and you are doing the same job as somebody else at the company that you were bought by, your job is probably not going to last very long, unfortunately. So that's that with that. And there's our Diamond update without any breaking news this time around, even though there was breaking news. So there we go. Meanwhile, we go to the actual catalogs. And we begin with something that Chris Eberly will probably be ing on his own time. We have ourselves a new criminal book by Brubaker and Phillips. First new criminal book in 5 years. Right as the Prime Video adaptation premieres, we have Criminal returning. I'm sure that is not a coincidence, as The Knives is the most ambitious tale Brubaker and Phillips have ever tackled. 3 dark journeys wind around each other over a decade like sharks hunting for a kill. Cartoonist Jacob Kurtz, great name for a cartoonist, goes to Hollywood in the era of peak TV to work on an adaptation of his comic strip, only to find himself caught up in the life of his aging aunt and the vultures circling her estate. Angie was raised by the undertow, but now everything she loves has been taken from her. She's on the streets with vengeance on her mind, her eyes set on the city's kingpin. And finally, Tracy Lewis is home from the Special Forces, finally a civilian again, but he's in bad shape, and his city has always brought out the worst in him. This very much sounds like classic Criminal right here.
I'm thinking he's back.
Yeah, it is a little wiki. It is a little wiki. Now that you mention it. Yeah, this is on page 3 here. Also, love the cartoonist angle of it. Brubaker kind of bringing himself into the story, possibly a little bit via proxy. But it's Brubaker, it's Phillips, it's Criminal. It's going to be some excellent storytelling, as you can tell here by the preview pages as well. So do check that out.
Looking forward to it.
Yep, on page 3 of the Image catalog. A little bit further down, Cy Spurrier got himself a brand new miniseries. The Voice Said Kill. Don't ever listen to the voices that say kill in general.
Don't do it.
Probably
not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea for you or anybody else. Vanessa Del Rey on the art chores for this as well. She worked on that great Black Widow series from a couple of years ago that I loved.
Oh, yeah.
And Cy Spurrier, obviously, from Coda and from X-Men over the years. The Wet Heat of Louisiana Bayou, I guarantee. My apologies to anybody who lives in New Orleans or Louisiana. That was absolutely horrible, and I apologize for it. Alligator poachers proud, the mudbang Maya, I guarantee. All right, I'm done. A park ranger, heavily pregnant, raises a hateful mug of moonshine with a criminal matriarch, and one deadly son bitch. One deadly son bitch, out of his mind on shrooms and retribution, loads his rifle for the human hunt and screams down the stars. 4 extra-length issues of fever dream Cajun crime to be had in The Voice Said Kill.
Sounds more like retribution.
Ah, yes. I see what you. No, actually, that's not exactly what it is. But either way, it could be fun on page 10 here. Yep. Oh, look at how lush the colors are on those preview pages.
Yeah.
Oof. Painted watercolors, beautiful. And actually, less watercolor. It almost looks like it was used using colored pencils.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, because you can see the pencil, especially in that wall there in that panel.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. A little bit further down on page 17, Murd would be rolling his eyes right now, but we're here with Dread the Hall H. I wonder what this one's going to be about. Chris
No
Ryle,
idea.
Jordan Hart. It's comic convention season, and what better way to celebrate Comic Cons than this extra-length anthology filled with con-related horror stories? Last year, they skewered all things Christmas on the pages of Dread the Halls, and now Chris Ryle and Jordan Hart, alongside artists Nelson Daniel, Piotr Kowalski, Jimmy Kujak, and Chris Anderson, bring terrifying convention tales to life in this horror anthology. Available on July 16th, just in time for San Diego Comic-Con.
You know, I maybe not this year, but I think I'm going to go to my first San Diego next year. I'm going to try.
Okay. I mean, at least you know that we probably have some friends that you can wind up rooming with to avoid the hotel drama that happens.
Oh God, that's the one thing. That's the hardest thing, really. It's not the plane ticket. It's not getting the con tickets, although that can be hard. It's the hotels.
Oh, absolutely. And also plane tickets have gone up in price,
Have
especially
they?
for cross country. Like they're at least they were up in price. I don't know if they necessarily still are, but I remember at least for that time of year, because they know they can make them as expensive as they can possibly make them because everyone's going to be going that needs to go. It's usually like double the price of what it should be to get to San Diego. Fight wise. Yeah. But maybe it's not the case this year. Who knows? But page 17 for this con drama here. And you can definitely tell that it's San Diego inspired because it's literally taking place in San Diego. They're not hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Commandeers 3. Command Performance Artists. Nice fake.
Last Praise Productions.
Also, I like the not Thor on the bottom of page 21 there. Like a karate Thor.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's Fritz.
There you go. Ghost Pepper, number 1. Spicy. Page 22. Ludo Lullaby. And Adriano Lucas on the writing and art choice of this. For fans of The Moon is Following Us and Battle Chasers comes an exclusive new action series about forgotten heroes, cutthroat food trucks, and saving the world again. I like all those things.
I do too. I'm probably gonna whiff for this though.
That's fair. The artwork, Knock-esque.
Yeah.
Kind of Todd Knocky, especially with the eyes.
I can also see a little bit of a little bit of Capullo. Like just the general like figure.
Yeah, I could see that. Also, weirdly enough, and I don't know whether or not you'll agree with this, Oni's Street Fighter house style. Like a lot of the Street Fighter books tend to have the same general like flair to them, and this seems to be within that vein, at least from
Yeah.
Yep.
I still haven't forgiven Udon for constantly being late with that book. So
God,
it's been 2 decades. I just don't care anymore.
I may eventually wind up getting a physical copy of the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 that just came out, which has the Capcom versus SNK Udon comic book inside of it. But
That's right. I should get the first one. Although
you should get the Marvel versus Capcom collection, man.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to run into Wasler.
Wasler?
That's what's his face? You know.
Oh, yeah. I know you.
Justin Wong. I don't know why his name escapes me. I worked in a video game store for like a year. Justin Wong put his name is the Wasler, and there have been people who left reviews on Steam about how they demand a refund because this one guy kept cheesing them, and it's him.
Well, yeah. Well, then if you see Wasler, run. That's it.
Yeah, don't play against one of the greatest MVC2 players ever on the face of the earth. That's really not that hard to do.
They just put a free update in that boosted all the 3D backgrounds into HD. So they basically just boosted resolution on all of those. So page 22 for Ghost Pepper, if you are interested in that sucker. Move on a little bit more in the catalog. This ends tonight. Jerry Duggan, a new 3-issue miniseries. Great cover there by Jay Lee, of all people. And art by Jay Lee, of all people. Jay Lee is doing interior artwork on a book.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. And Jerry Duggan is a great person to be doing it with. Excellent pedigree. Obviously had a long run on X-Men after Hickman left the book. Plus tons of Deadpool and Falling in Love on the Path to Hell and a bunch of other stuff. Pulse-pounding comic event of the summer aims for your jugular. As this kicks off a 3 interconnected tales of bloody revenge in Las Vegas. More like lost wages. The debut issue stars 2 sisters hunting by assassins for their shocking family secret. It's an oversized action-packed romp, and every panel is crushed with love by Mr. J. Lee. The series is completed, and we've got some special guests, too. They need to make that very, very clear that the series is completed.
They waited for Jay to finish before releasing it. Good call.
Yeah, exactly. And there's an Adam Hughes variant, apparently, for this. So they call it Thelma and Louise, like duo barreling through classic Quentin Tarantino-esque action. Dare I say some of the best Jay Lee artwork I've seen in years?
Yeah, but not as heavy on the line work, and it like you can definitely tell it's his art, but it also in a way, if you squint, you can also just go, oh, I'd have never this is a complete different artist.
Oh my God! Oh, okay, but
look at that!
This double-side spread here, this is totally Jay Lee.
Yeah, no, this is definitely Jay Lee. This is pure. It's just I'm so used to seeing him like on Dark Tower and all that other like his much earlier work.
Oh,
it's a bright book. For him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The colors are definitely brighter. Also, there's a significantly less cross hatching.
That was my original point. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. So, do check that out. And then on page 38, David Marquez, story and artwork by one of my favorite artists in comics. This is The Unchosen, issue 1 of 4. This will be a terrific trade paperback once it's available in full. 13-year-old Aida wakes in a city laid waste by a massive explosion, a scene of devastation that she caused. Pursued by rival forces wielding incredible power, she must discover who truly wants to help her, who wants to control her, and the truth behind her own mysterious past. Fascinating. Definitely has me hooked. The Marquez artwork has me hooked even more than that because, oh my God, is this some pretty shit? Nice. Always like it when an artist gets a chance to write too, you know?
Yeah, just see what they can do.
Absolutely.
That's another whiff for me.
Yep. I would agree with that on that. And once again, this is available on page 38 with significant preview pages afterwards to check out the pretty artwork. But yeah, good from Marquez on this one. Should be some interesting stuff. Couple of things of note on page 45, issue 5 of 5 of David F. Walker and Chuck Brown's Bitter Root, The Next Movement, with artwork by the one and only Sanford Green. So that is the 5th and final issue of that concluding. So any of you Bitter Root fans, you will have a trade to come.
I can't wait for the next series, Bitter Root, Deep Space Move.
Deep Space Root?
Yeah.
Nicely done. Not really.
No, it was an attempt. It was a bad attempt because I forgot the name of the miniseries.
It's fine. It's all good. G.I. Joe issues 9 and G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 318 are available on page 50. Josh Williamson and Drea Milano, of course, continuing their G.I. Joe series in that issue 9. Who is, spoiler, we don't know because it's a spoiler. They haven't told us. But we'll know soon enough, I guess. And then maybe, or maybe it's CoverGirl. Why not? I think it's just CoverGirl. That's it. Even though CoverGirl is literally listed in the rest of the solicitation, I think maybe it's CoverGirl twice. Spoiler. G.I. Joe Real American Hero 318 has Joe Ninjas versus Cobra Mutants. Why not? Why not, Larry Hama? Why not?
All you need is teenagers and turtles, and you've got a. I'm in.
Well, and artwork continues to be by Paul Pelletier mainly, with Tony Cordos and Francesco Segala doing the rest of the book. And one thing that Chris Eberly has pointed out and others have pointed out, the G.I. Joe Real American Hero with Image has definitely stepped up the artwork significantly. No longer is it just whoever can draw it. They're actually going for real veterans of the craft, and Pelletier is definitely one of those. Further on, I Hate Fairyland issue 42, as Fairyland goes grimdark with the arrival of Helicorn. Return to I Hate Fairyland continues on page 53. And Ice Cream Man issue 40.
Ice Cream Man!
Ice cream!
Ice cream!
Ice cream! Yeah, this is not that type of Ice Cream Man. I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
No. But this is one of Murd's favorites. And, of course, mentioning issue 46 of that by W. Maxwell Prince on page 53. Bob will handle it. And let's see if there's any saga this month. I do not believe so. I think we're still in Saga Wasteland. Yep. Oh, well. But Transformers number 22, available on page 61. As we are graced by Tardy himself, Mr. Chris Eberly. Chris, welcome.
Gentlemen, it's a delight to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I made sure to when we mentioned Criminal earlier, just so you're aware.
New trade or new series?
New OGN. It's basically a straight up fifth volume of Criminal available in celebration of it soon to be a series. They're putting out a fifth book in the Criminal collections.
I'll be ordering it and I'll be discussing it.
Excellent. We had just gotten to page 61 here with Transformers issue 22. Dan Warren Johnson, artwork by Jorge Corona and Mike Spencer. One will stand, one will rise. There's no going back as the Autobots and Decepticons prepare to make their last stand. Interesting indeed.
And someone will have the touch.
And the power.
God. I haven't even been on for 2 minutes. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. You may be rethinking that, my friend. You may be rethinking.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
That's impossible, Levy Poo. It's impossible.
And I'll mention on page 63, of course, the Youngblood Deluxe issue 4, as Joe Casey tries to give Youngblood a story, and more power to him on that. As it's completely re-scripted from the ground up to ensure that something makes sense, and the artwork is the original artwork by Rob Liefeld, colored and all that jazz. So Youngblood Deluxe issue 4 on page.
Oh, so reverse Stanley.
Exactly. Yep. Going back and doing his best to try to make it make sense. Yep. Page 64, one of my favorite hardcovers to name, Die. Deluxe hardcover by Kirkman and Gimple. Art by the one and only Chris Burnham and Nathan Fairbairn on this one. Deluxe hardcover edition of this. This is an advanced solicit. It will be available on August 20th. And you get the full Die story in one beautiful looking hardcover for retail before any sort of discount for $50 there on page 60.
Have you read that?
It's been long been on my list, and
I read it.
I will need to give it a go just for the Kirkman and Burnham of it all. I mean, obviously, two of the greatest creators in comics, right there. Mm-hmm. So good stuff. Also available is volumes 1 and 2 of Die, as well as Kirkman and Somni's Firepower for variety there on page 64. The Patchwork Girl of Oz, Murd was mentioning this, and now is available in trade paperback, a cheap trade paperback at that. First 5 issues.
Now's my time.
Mm-hmm. First 5 issues, Patchwork Girl of Oz, available on July 23rd, and this collects the entire Otis Frampton story in one trade paperback on page 67. And finishing it off with Spawn Kills Every Spawn, by John Layman and Rob Duenas. Love me some John Layman, and this looks like it's absolutely insane. Stage is set for an epic confrontation where lives hang in the balance, but does it ever matter if the stakes aren't part of the larger narrative? All these burning questions and more await, and Spawn kills every Spawn. All 5 issues of this insanity available in one trade paperback for $17 on page 68. And that concludes the image catalog, and we head over to the main previews. And I will have Tomorrow's queued up for later under Lunar as a reminder that Tomorrow's is only available via Lunar moving forward.
Vital information, Levy. Vital information.
Yep. All right, on we go in the catalog. Once I get through all of their shtick and advertising for themselves. Also free comic, but they happened already, so I don't need to pay attention to that. All right, here we are.
Quick question. You may have discussed this before I came on. So is preview still functioning?
Yes.
Going forward? It is, okay.
As of now, previews is still functioning. There have been a few layoffs at the company, some redundancies. Diamond Select Toys has been entirely shut down. Chances are the licenses are just going to be gobbled up by existing, NECA and WizKids.
Like NECA.
Yep. But yeah, you're right. It is NECA, not NACA. Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, as of now, there is still going to be a previews catalog, and there's still going to be a previews, just maybe a little bit more small. I don't know. We'll figure it out when it happens. Either way, here on page 45, Vampirella Armageddon. Return to the future world of Sepulture City in Vampirella Armageddon from the masterfully mesmerizing creative team of Tom Snegowski and Kuber Ball, which are just fun names to say, honestly.
I think it's Snagowski.
Snegowski? Snegowski? All right, Snegowski. We'll go with Snegowski.
Murd's not here, so we're weak when it comes to this.
I know, yeah.
But
this is picking up straight off where the Vampirella Strikes series left off, as Armageddon opens with the daughter of Draculon, beset on all sides by the forces of chaos, even as a new threat arrives to add to her troubles, a threat that is not of this mortal plane. I would expect none other from Vampirella, and that will be available for you on page 45. As we go further down, Space Ghost gets a new #1 as David Paposi and Jonathan Lau give us a second volume of Space Ghost here, as the Guardian of the Spaceways returns for more evil thwarting action in an all-new series, kicking off with the first appearance of a classic Space Ghost villain. This had excellent praise the last time around for the first series, so I'm sure that this will be exactly that. And David Paposi makes good comics. So, any of you,
I'm assuming this is more serious than the talk show.
Yes, very much so. This is closer to the original cartoons, only with even more of a serious bent. I discussed and it'll be solicited a little bit further on here. I discussed the first issue of the Captain Planet series that Dynamite is putting out now. And again, very, very much more grounded and more realistic in its execution than the previous version. So, but that is available for you on page 53 with a brand spanking new.
Oh, look at that Michael Cho cover. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Meanwhile, Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen graphic novel. An all-new graphic novel based on the best-selling novel Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. So this puts the novel to trade paperback comic book form. Liz Marchand with the adaptation, art by Alessio Petillo and Ismael Canales. As they're bringing us some Nightmare Before Christmas action that you may not have seen before, as it was just a straight up book before, and now we get some comic books. So always happy to see that on page 57.
You're making the old college
good
try
cult
with
following.
You're making the old college try with those pronunciations, Levy.
Oh, I know, and I'm failing miserably. I'm sure. At least I can pronounce these words. Thundercats Powerpuff Girls issue 2. Yes. Once again, the crossover that none of us asked for, but are happy that it's happening, as Paulina Ganeshaw and Coleman Engel bring forth the continuation of this miniseries here, and loving the Coleman Engel alternate cover there, cover B for this second issue on page 59. Good stuff indeed. And then the Supervillain Summer Spectacular for Powerpuff Girls. James III on the writing and Carlo Lauro on the artwork chores. As summer is here and the citizens of Townsville are heading out into the sunshine and fresh air to enjoy the happiest and most carefree season of the year, including the city's surprisingly substantial population of supervillains. Enough said. Summer specials done right here with the Powerpuff Girls. Very much the same way that Manga gets their beach episode in whether it be manga or anime. They're doing that here with the Supervillain Summer Spectacular on page 63.
Oh, speaking of summer, there's a big summer return in later on.
Ooh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we get to Marvel, we gonna talk about that. Definitely. Captain Planet number 4. As I said, I read the first issue. It was very, very good. And you know what, Chris, I'll mention this app to you as well. As it is the place that I was able to read it. You should find out whether or not your library supports the Comics Plus app.
Comics Plus, okay.
Yep, as it has a whole bunch of Image, Dynamite, Oni, IDW, Dark Horse, you name it. It had Boom, but Boom is concluding at the end of the month as Penguin Random House does not support this, unfortunately. And now that Boom is owned solely by them, they're no longer going to be available. But a whole bunch of comics available for free with a library card. And that also includes stuff like Radiant Black. They have at least the first 4 volumes of Radiant Black available as part of this. So good stuff indeed. Comics Plus, it's called.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a top flight producer right there. Well done, sir.
Yep. That was originally brought up by a listener of the show, Tivis Sloan, as well. So thank you, Tivis, for the tip on that once again. But, here's the 4th issue of that Captain Planet series available on page 65, and I'll be continuing to check it out. I really did enjoy the first issue. Herculoid's 6th issue. Another book that also, shockingly, I've heard some positive reviews on. Tom Snegoski and Craig Rousseau on the writing and artwork chores for this one as the Herculoids reaches its 6th.
Now that's not a cover for your dad's Herculoids.
No, it isn't. But it sure is like a supermarket tabloid romance novel.
To quote a famous actor, oh my.
Oh my, indeed. Page 71 for that there. And then, ooh, look at that cover there for Red Sonja.
Great cover.
Darkness. Yep. Page 72. That's issue 4 of said miniseries on page 73 of that. Terminator reaches its 10th issue. Declan Shelby and Luke Sparrow continuing their Terminator arc. In the terrible aftermath of Judgment Day, oh shit, it happened. The scattered survivors of Skynet's nuclear holocaust slowly emerge from the wreckage, banding together in a desperate bid for survival. As their numbers grow, they learn how to evade the relentless machines and eventually how to fight back against them. And that fight continues in issue 10 of
You've got to find John Connor.
Hopefully they have at this point. If they haven't, that's probably going to be a problem.
Well, I have the first 7-8 issues that have come out. The first 2 issues, it's been more of an anthology from what I can tell in the first 2 issues. It's like, oh look, the Terminators are in, like, I think the second issue was like in Vietnam, and then there's another. Like I still have a lot of catching up to do, but I did flip through the first 2, so I can tell you that it's been mostly an anthology series.
Got it.
Like of like sort of connected stories, and I think now it's starting, at least with like around 9 or 10, it's starting to hit that like, okay, post Judgment Day, what's going on?
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I could be wrong because I only read the first 2.
Give them to me now.
I need to close your. And wait, no, I need your boots. Your clothes,
and your motorcycle. That's good.
It's not the tumor. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, wrong thing.
Not the
Oh
tumor.
boy.
It's not the tumor. Who
Uh,
is your daddy and what does he do?
what he does do is Titan, which again, as of now, is still available here in the regular previews catalog as well as in Lunar and its own catalog. But Rebel Moon Nemesis #1. I wouldn't normally be mentioning this, but it's written by frickin' Gail Simone. So page 98, it's Federico Bertoni and Gail Simone bringing you a story from Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon universe. Brand new comic series that recounts the origins of Nemesis, taking place before she became the sword-wielding cyborg assassin. It's an action-packed and badass story in the style of a revenge western in which an innocent woman finds herself in the path of Imperium soldiers who slaughter her family.
Have you watched this, Rebel Moon?
I tried to.
Okay.
I got about
Uh-oh.
an hour in.
It's very long from what I understand.
It really is. What if you didn't have the rights to Star Wars?
Okay.
And that's kind of what Zack Snyder did. Like he wanted this to be a series of Star Wars movies. He said so, and Disney was like, "Nah, we're good." So he went to Netflix and he was like, "Give me money," and Netflix was like, "Okay." So he made his own Star Wars, and it's Zack Snyder. So you're either gonna love it or you're gonna think it's a Zack Snyder movie. So
Gotcha. Understood.
yeah, but there's room for story, and that's always the case. And if you put a good writer on something, even if you didn't enjoy the original movie, who knows what the hell is going to happen. So Rebel Moon Nemesis #104 by Gail Simone on page 98. Some good artwork to go along with it on the following
It is
page.
indeed. Very much so.
And they sure had a lot of pages for that. Return to Skull Island #2 of 4. Last month, as we stated, there are 3 different publishers making making Godzilla stuff at the moment. And this is more Kong. But Titan, I think, also does have a Godzilla thing, if I remember correctly, in the works. I know IDW does, and we'll get to that later on. But Return to Skull Island #2 of 4, spinning out of the Kong Netflix series. By Simon Furman and Chris Jones. This is an animated series. Ultra 7, the official novel of the series of Ultraman by Pat Cadigan on 108. So if you're a fan of Ultraman and feel like reading a book without pictures, that is available to you on page 108.
Who does that?
I know, crazy talk.
What a crazy idea.
I unless this is a truncated Titan, is there no Conan this month?
I guess not, because I would have been salivating if there'd been a Conan that appeared. I mean,
Yeah, let's
I've been
see.
raving about that book for years now.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to go down in the Lunar book, the 345, and see whether or not they have anything extra listed, because
You are fleet of key and finger, sir.
I am doing my best.
For what it's worth, I'm looking at the DCBS website, Lunar Sister Company, and I'm not seeing any new comics.
Okay, fair enough. Then it's
Do you
just an
see
odd...
Conan's father's sword as a pin, as well as his Atlantean sword?
Well, that's a thing that exists. Okay. Oh,
Well, I
actually,
just saw,
yeah, here
there
we
it
are.
is.
Here we are, actually. So, yeah, I'm not sure if this was omitted.
Clutch, Levy Poo, clutch.
Or not, but this is on page 356 of the Lunar catalog. And 357, we get Conan the Barbarian issue 22 by Jim Zub and Fernando Dagnino, as the great serpents influence twists and turns, pulling Conan into their deadly coils as the Cimmerian and his allies are lured into, is that Stygia or Stygia?
I always say Stygia.
Stygia.
Yeah, there we go.
Stygia, come on.
Jeez. I'm not going to get through this. Once again, this is one of the best books being produced today. I mean, month after month, it's so consistently outstanding in the quality of the artwork. Jim Zub has been writing it from issue 1. Again, if you love, the Conan's glory days at Marvel, or a lot of the great stuff Dark Horse did, or the original pulp material, I mean, this is as faithful an adaptation of that spirit as you can get. It's again, my shipment comes in. This is always one of the first books I read.
Yep. Well, that's make sure that you do have that ordered, as a whole bunch of stuff here is not in the Diamond catalog, but is definitely in the Warner catalog, including Solomon Kane, the Serpent King, issue 404, concluding that miniseries that Patrick Zircher has been putting forth the past couple of months. So Solomon Kane, in his first miniseries in many, many, many years, battles from the Barbary coast across southern Europe to the canals of Venice, as a band of rogue form around him in their quest for the fabled serpent ring of Set.
Uh-oh, Set again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ian, with all these different and overlapping distribution points, I think I'm going to open a comic book store now.
Yeah, you know, that might not be a bad idea. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That is a bad idea. So never mind. Never mind. Let's just. Although I did. I don't know if you saw, Chris. I reissued our 10th anniversary special of Comic Timing recently on the feed, and that was shortly before you stopped being a comic book retailer. It was very much a blast from the past of the old days. So
I can imagine.
Yep.
10th anniversary. What was that? 2016.
2016. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We also have Heat Seeker Combustion, a Gun Honey series by Charles Arday and Ace Continuato, which is a really fun name to say as well. On page 373, this collects the Heat Seeker Combustion 4-issue miniseries as one trade paperback. And this is a bunch of stuff that was just not at all in the previous catalog. So I'm glad I went to look for this, as Lenore the Time War is also listed here. That collects Lenore issue 12 and Lenore the Time Goats 1 through 3 on page 3.
And she got accolades from Rosario Dawson.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't get any better.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of cool. Celebrate the 75th anniversary of Peanuts with Peanuts, All This and Snoopy 2. The 19th book in the series features 128 pages of classic Peanuts strips from 1960 until 1962, all in one collected edition here. So any of you
Good
Peanuts
grief.
fans, indeed.
Oh, jeez.
I feel that way every single time I look at your face, Raf. So it's
Yeah. Well.
God, when it's two of you, it's even worse. And I mean, in the best possible way. Holy.
We'll do manga early as Cosmic Censorship out of Titan Manga. Has volume 1 here by Ryouichi Sadamatsu. As this is Maki Makino's life of normality is changed forever after a mysterious man saves her life. The encounter warps the meaning of time, and she's presented with a formidable power amidst the chaos caused by a new threat to Earth. Brand new series.
Sounds
here.
cool.
Cosmic Censorship does indeed sound cool. Artwork looks cool as well.
I have a manga series actually for the first time in a long time, but it's Ablaze, so
Okay.
I'll wait till we get there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be in Ablaze later on. So yep, excellent. And I think that's probably it. You know what? Actually, let's mention this. Adam the Beginning, Volume 11. Any of you who haven't been following this is a reissuing of Osamu Tezuka, the master of manga, and Masami Yuki's Adam from Titan. Basically, this is the first time a lot of this has ever seen American hands. And this is the 11th volume of that. Tetsuro Kasahara on the artwork chores. And well worth checking out for the origins of a lot of what Tezuka would do later on in his career here on page 387.
I might check out this Atom.
Yes, up and at them. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that will officially conclude Titan. And let's head back to the previous catalog real quick and see if there's anything immediately afterwards that's worth checking out. Now, Aftershock is doing its thing, so let's head over to DC. And we are getting ourselves a new Gotham City Sirens this month. But first, on page 1, Hatoosh. The part 5 of Hatoosh as Batman versus the Bat Family. Whose side are you on? I think Jeff Loeb is on Batman's side, but we'll have to decide whose side we are on. As this concludes, not quite concludes, we're almost there. I think this is going to be a 6 issues to start. So we're almost done with Hattush until we get the Batman relaunch, and then there'll be more Hattush when they're ready for it, which I guess will be Hathrish. I don't know, but either way.
Boy,
It'd be Hesh.
Okay, yeah.
So did you create a Tush, or is that just something circulating in fandom right now?
That's what everyone's been calling it because they put a Q in where the U is supposed to be for some stupid reason. Like
Just like when it comes to Derek Jeter, it's Retupact, not respect.
Exactly. Or Fanforstic, to bring us back to the dark times.
The comics.
When you spell it H2SH, like how am I supposed to say it? Come on, man.
Yeah, there's no other way. It doesn't even look like a U. At least with the other examples, the letters kind of resemble the numbers. Not really, but
God. Page 2 here has the 3 issues. This is going to be a weekly Gotham City Sirens story being told by Leah Williams with art by Haining. Great covers by the Dodsons to go along with it. This is Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn joining forces for a weekly extravaganza, issues 4 and 5 on the following page 3. But there's a hot new outer space-themed nightclub in Gotham City, and who better to rob it than Catwoman, Ivy, and Harley? But there's more to this intergalactic discotheque than meets the eye, as the Sirens discover when they stumble headfirst into a plot to destroy the entire planet, led by the club's owner, the alien despot Despero.
Oh, I think Murd would enjoy that.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. And hopefully he'll be adding this to his list for that. Although I also wouldn't be shocked if he says the words "weekly series $3.99." I will wait. But we'll
I'm wifting.
Yeah, I figured.
It's a 5-week month, so yeah, that's why it's coming out that way. So I definitely want to check it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Despero is good stuff. So page 2 and page 3 for all 5 issues of that. Bruce Wayne trapped in Arc M. Bane version 2 has been redacted from this cover. So that's interesting. The true form of Bane is revealed in this issue, and they don't want to show it to you until the actual issue itself. But Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta continue their absolute Batman on page 4. And wow, we're getting Space Superman. All right, okay. The mysterious Omega Men have chased the Superman around the world, determined to plead their case that only with his help and by unleashing the full scope of his terrifying power can they put an end to the Lazarus Corporation. With anger burning in his heart, Cal is starting to listen. Jason Aaron's 9th issue of Absolute Superman available on page 5 with great Rafa Sandoval artwork to go along with it.
I've been reading I tried to catch up on my Absolutes, and I only realized while I trying to read it that I'm missing Absolute Batman 5 and Absolute Superman 4, and it's very frustrating. I'm gonna have to hunt those down very soon.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I'm a few issues behind on all of it, but it's all there for me on Infinite to catch up eventually. And
I don't want to be behind, but I'm being forced to be behind.
You're forced to be behind, exactly. You can't possibly just skip an issue and read what came after it. I mean, that'd be silly.
No,
yeah,
that's not how this works.
It's not how collecting comic books works. I'm fully aware.
No, I have to own it.
Yep.
Especially a Superman book released in the last 25 years that I don't own. Are you kidding me?
Yep. Page 7.
This conversation is making me uncomfortable.
It's okay. Do you need a moment? You need a moment?
No, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Absolute Green Lantern number 4. Al Ewing, Janoy Lindsay. Joe and Hal hatch a plan to strike back at Abin Sur and free Evergreen. This is a very different world, I'll tell you that much. But is their understanding of Abin Sur and his plans for Evergreen correct, or will they just create a bigger disaster in the process? Once again, it's Al Ewing's take on Green Lantern. It's well worth checking out. And this is the 4th issue of that on page 7. I have to read the first issue of this. I haven't gotten to it yet. It's waiting.
Oh, that artwork. Oh, man.
So beautiful.
Rodriguez.
So woo!
And then his camp on the writing chores as well. Absolute Martian Manhunter continues to be, from what I've heard, one of the best books in comics. And I
Really?
cannot wait to read the first issue. Yep,
All right, I'll get the trade.
absolutely. Page 8 for
That's
that.
my plan.
Yep. And of course, Absolute Flash by Jeff Lemire on page 9. And Absolute Flash is dealing with Absolute Heatwave, who seems to be a very different character. Molten. That's it.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Raph, the floor is yours for page 10, Superman Treasury 2025.
Superman Treasury, which
Wow.
I'm buying 2 covers of. Legends collide as the Man of Steel goes supersized for the Summer of Superman. In this all-new Treasury edition, quintessential Superman writer Dan Jurgens pairs with the modern master of sequential art Bruno Redondo to craft a larger-than-life story of power, tragedy, action, and above all, hope. When a vicious armada of extraterrestrial extremists launches an all-out invasion of planet Earth, only Superman can stand in the way of total annihilation. But there's something different about this attack. It's deadly from both without and within? It's a tale so titanic we had to tell it at Treasury size to celebrate the Summer of Superman in style, featuring images and info from the brand new Superman movie plus a special photo variant cover. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get the photo variant cover too now. Great, thank you, DC.
For pity's sake, it's Redondo doing Superman. Ugh.
I know, and it's
In.
Treasury size.
Also, that
in.
that Jurgens cover isn't final, but even from like the small sketch of it on here, it is going to be beautiful.
Yes.
Man.
It's a good thing I'm making more money now, so I can buy all these extra
There you
covers of
go.
one book.
There you go. Don't do it. There you go. You're going to do it anyway.
It's too late. It's my DCBS offers or apps. Was it Superman Treasury? Okay, I'm doing it right now. I'm just putting all these in my cart.
It is a good couple of months for Superman. It's a good year for Superman. This is the 3rd issue of Superman Unlimited by Dan Slott, with art by Raphael Albuquerque. What a team right there. And there's going to be crypto action in it, so that's immediately going to make me happy, and it'll make Murd happy that Toyman is involved with this 3rd issue.
Ah, that's right. Toyman. One of Mert's favorites.
Yep. And plus, Jimmy Olsen moves to Gotham. Careful, Jimmy. Tina of Gorilla City tries to fix Steve Lombard's laptop. Careful.
Steve Lombard.
And Intergang floods the streets. All in the latest installment of the Emerald epic you'll have to read to believe.
I think Jimmy Olsen might be a little too wide-eyed for Gotham City. I'm a little concerned about that.
I think you might be right about that. I really
He might
do.
wander into the wrong neighborhood with his bow tie. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the wrong neighborhood is every neighborhood, to be fair.
Oh, that man, Dan Moore is drawing Superman at number 28. Darn. I mean, oh, God, it's so good.
I mean, I have to look at Dan Moore's art on Superman.
Yeah.
I guess I'll suffer through it.
And it looks like it's going to be Superman versus the Legion of Superheroes here. Darkseid's Legion in particular. So this is not your daddy's Legion of Superheroes here. This is a dark mirror of the Legion of Superheroes.
Weren't they?
Hold on. Wait.
Yes.
One moment.
Yes.
Dark side. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Weren't they in that one shot to launch Absolute?
Yes.
I vaguely remember them in Booster Gold encountering them.
Mm-hmm. You are absolutely right about that. Yep. Yeah. And this is Darkseid's Legion versus our Superman. So what is this Legion's deadly mission, and how does it kick off the next phase of All In? Find out in issue 28 by Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora. Tom King, look at that cover for Wonder Woman number 23. Oh, damn. So good.
Yeah.
The thrilling conclusion of Diana's fight against the Sovereign. She discovers the battle for peace has only just begun. The rogue Amazon, Emily, has fled to a mysterious island overrun by mice and a tyrant most foul. Can Wonder Woman save her fallen sister and baby before they fall into the wrong hands? Only Mouseman knows. Mouseman. Okay, sure.
Mouseman versus the Rat King.
Mouseman is now I need to find out if Mouseman is a pre-existing character. Yes, he is. Of course, he is.
A century of DC history. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the wiki here just so you can see it. Here we are. So Mouseman of Earth 1. Mouseman, his origins are from Wonder Woman issue 141 back
Holy
in
mackerel! Look at
October
that.
1963.
It sure is.
Oh yeah. Robert
Oh,
Kanigher
boy.
and Ross Andrew are the creators of this. And man, Mouseman is exactly what you would expect from 1963.
Yes, this is very Silver Age.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, this one I have a feeling is going to be significantly different. I just have a feeling.
You don't think it's going to be a grinning little man with whiskers and a yellow suit?
Somehow I think they're going to do better than that. I really do. That's available for you there on page 13. In the continuation of the new Supergirl series, as Kara and the daughter of Lex Luthor, Lena, have come together to battle a common enemy posing as Midvale's very own Supergirl. Will Lena's brain and Kara's brawn be a match for the superpowered super genius from Kandor? It's Supergirl versus Supergirl in a fight for the ages, plus the debut of Satan Girl. Yeah.
Sure.
She apparently clearly likes heavy metal. Page 14.
Dark Knight's metal.
That's true. Page 14 also has Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton. We mentioned issue 1 last month. Ryan North, Mike Norton on a crypto book. Enough said.
Norton.
Look at that Jay Lee cover. That's
Oh, this is gorgeous.
And
he
we
can
mentioned
draw dogs. Ooh.
Oh yeah, we mentioned earlier on before you got on, Chris, that there is going to be Jay Lee interiors on a book for the first time in God knows how long.
Oh,
And it's already done. So no delays.
Right, he's working with Jerry Duggan on a Image miniseries.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. Page 14, once again, for Crypto Last Dog of Krypton. And here's more of that Godzilla versus Kong action here with the Justice League and Brian Bucoletto, the man behind it. Issue 2 of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2 on page 15, because you needed a sequel. You needed a sequel.
I didn't really love the first one.
You
but
still
that's
needed a sequel.
Yeah, well, because actually Godzilla's atomic breath wouldn't affect Superman. Superman can absorb the radiation and tank it and not be nearly killed by Godzilla.
Ian, who just let into this podcast? What's going on?
I've made a huge mistake. I've made a
You
huge
have. That was a terrible mistake that you've done. I mean, not now. The mistake isn't now. The mistake was 19 years ago.
Exactly.
What's great about RAF right now, and then actually for the past, I'd say at least 20 minutes, is that suddenly I'm a retailer again. In a dingy hotel ballroom at a show, selling my wares to people of questionable solvency, shall we say.
Excuse me, I see you have issue 8 of Superman versus King Kong versus the Serpent of Doom. However, there is a slight crease. If it is at all possible to have a different copy or at least a discount of 57 cents.
You're gonna send me to therapy first. I shouldn't have said solvency. I should have said stability.
I mean, I encountered quite a number of these at Midtown myself. So the voices have sources. They're not just completely invented.
Exactly. Let's move on to happier places like Mark Waid and Dan Mora's Justice League Unlimited #9 and the subsequent Justice League Dark Tomorrow special by Mark Waid and Mark Guggenheim with art by Cian Tormey on this very page. So this deals with the aftermath of the devastating events of We Are Yesterday, as the Justice League is reeling from the Legion of Doom's wrathful rampage. No time to rest for the protectors of our planet. Secrets unlocked during their time-cross duel have brought our heroes face-to-face with the mysterious Quantum Quorum, who has reason to fear that all of creation might soon come to the end. It's the next big step on the path to All In the epic epilogue to We Are Yesterday. And then on that very same page, We get a mysterious quantum quorum emerged, stalked by a lethal enemy that takes prisoners. Heroes like Batman Beyond, Gold Beetle, and Helena Wayne fill the void left behind by the Time Masters and save the quorum from the mysterious threat that's picking off time travelers one by one. This is going to have Booster Gold involved with it as well. Yeah, I can't wait to read this. Good
Mark
stuff.
Waid has been really prolific recently. Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nobody beats it. Yep. And then, speaking of Mark Waid, he's also doing Action Comics, and he's doing issue 1088 with Skylar Partridge. And he's bringing back Superboy. So that was announced, I believe, as of last month. And this is after a disastrous debut in Metropolis. The Kents are worried that the world is not ready for their son and will do whatever it takes to protect him. Little do they know they're about to send him to one of the most terrifying places on the planet, Smallville High. And yeah, Superboy's canon again. And there's nothing you can do about it because Mark Waid said so. So page 17.
Hyper time.
Yep, exactly. It's not even hyper time this time. No. It's just time. Tom Taylor's Detective Comics continues. Love me a Tom Taylor book, and this has got Lee Garbett artwork to go along with it. And we've got the Penguin and Elixir evolved here along with Harvey Bullock. We are one issue away from issue 1100 of Detective Comics.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
You know what else is a lot to take in? Murd's favorite book on page 18.
Oh, wow.
Batman Superman World's Finest, issue 41. Say goodbye to Bizarro World.
Oh, man.
Yep. Up is down, left is right, red is green. Danger is still danger as Batman and Superman awaken on Bizarro World with no idea how they got there or why they're being hunted by one of the most dangerous beings in the universe. Even if they survive, can they find their way home from a backward planet in time to save their friends from danger? Love
that Michael Cho variant.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Did I get that? I hope I got that one.
Adrian Gutierrez on the artwork chores. World's Finest, issue 41 on page 18. The hunt is on for Batgirl. Tate Bromble continuing that Batgirl arc in issue 9 of that. Cassandra Cain Batgirl continues to have a series. That makes me a happy man.
Shout out to Donovan, who our co-host, who is also a gigantic Batgirl fan alongside myself.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And Black Canary will be involved with Birds of Prey issue 23. So one of the original birds coming back into the plan a little bit. Kelly Thompson, Sami Basri, page 24, issue 23. Ooh, pretty cover by Zermanico there.
Wow.
Yep. Green Lantern hits its 25th issue, and Jeremy Adams is still kicking. With Zermanico and Ken Marion on the artwork chores to go along with it. As the Green Lantern Corps makes a mad dash to Gem World, hoping to find a particular gem that will light the new central power battery. But it has to beat Starbreaker and his minions to do it, all while Ellie uncovers a secret buried inside Kelly's mind of an old friend, as an old friend returns to Oa. And the return of Mogo in Green Lantern Corps number 6. Maybe that's the old friend returning and they just gave it away here. Who knows? Either way, Mogo's back, and I love me some Planet Green Lanterns, and we'll get more of that in Green Lantern Corps number 6. Nice cover there as well for the Flash number 23. Cover by David Parator, as we get a new arc for the Flash here. Looks like it's going to have Jay West involved along with Eclipso in his new form in an attempt to stop a total blackout of the sun. Interesting. Page 22 for that. And the Dine? The end. Zatanna issue 66 of the miniseries, written by Jamal Campbell. Hey, they did it, not me. All right, I'm just reading
That's very true.
Yeah,
it's right there for us to see.
Yep. Written and drawn by Jamal Campbell. This concludes the 6-issue miniseries of Zatanna, and would love to see what that's going to look like in trade as well. So, pretty artwork and great storytelling for you there with a 1 in 25 variant by the one and only Mark Buckingham on page 24. Ooh. Look at how old school that cover looks for Jason.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Oh,
Yep.
Beautiful. Leonardo Romero on the cover artwork there. Diego Orlategui in the artwork chores inside. With some of the team united, they need to put a plan together to strike back at the Injustice Society, that is. With a mole hiding amongst them, is their plan already ruined? 9th issue of Jeff Lemire's JSA. Underneath that, continuation of Mr. Terrific Year 1. All there on page 25. Oh, wow. Titans number 25 doing a major send-up to one of my favorite graphic novels, the JLA Earth 1 graphic novel by
Morrison and Quitely.
Yep.
Well done, Levy Pooh. Well done.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Crime Syndicate attacks the Titans, and they are front and center on that cover there by John Layman with artwork by the great Pete Woods. Always love to see him back in the action. But
wow, look at this.
This is something to be picked up. You know, annuals don't always matter. This is going to matter. Titans 2025 annual number 1, written and drawn by the master of the craft himself and one of the best Titans artists, one of the best artists, period, in comic books, Phil Jimenez.
This is an event. Yep.
Oh my God.
Isn't this a Perez cover that he's emulating?
It is. Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Yeah. And you know, he's one of the greatest lovers of and you know, disciples, I would even say, of Perez there is. So absolutely. And Donna Troy reflects on the many loves and lives that shaped her as she cuts a trail through New York City to meet her estranged father for the very first time. But what awaits her at the end of her journey will shock Donna and readers alike. Pick up this book. It is going to be beautiful, and nobody loves Donna Troy more than Phil Jimenez. That much I know for a fact. So well worth checking out.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just, again, Batman and Robin Year 1. This is issue 9. This is Wade and Samney, the legendary Daredevil team, reunited. And Shane and I have discussed this in prior episodes, but this is one of the most exciting Batman titles I've read in many years.
Oh yeah,
it's Batman's first adventures with Robin, as told by Wade and Samney. It's everything you would want it to be and more. That's I think probably the best I can say at this point. It's magnificent.
Absolutely. Yep. Is this going to be a 12-issue maxi, or is this?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. I will assume this is where on issue 9, 12 is probably where they're going to go. But, yep. Excellent. That's on.
Like this is a book. This is a book. Like when the deluxe hardcover comes out, I will definitely purchase it.
Oh yeah, I'm already there.
And for that matter, still surprised this is happening, but very curious to see what it's going to be like and where they're going to go with it. As Robin and Batman Jason Todd issue 2 hits, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen, I mean, excellent creative team, come together to tell the you know, quote unquote definitive origin of modern day Jason Todd. So mysterious and well-armed assassin known only as Wraith, not Raph, has arrived in Gotham and set his sights on Jason Todd. With tensions rising between Batman and his new young ward, will the corruptive force of this mass assassin be enough to push Jason over the edge? I like the very simple redesign of Jason's outfit.
Yes.
Yeah. Like not having the oval around the R makes it just that much distinct and unique. So, yeah, good stuff here. Page 26. And Becky Cloonan will be the artist.
Wonderful artist. Wonderful.
Yep. All the artists they've been getting for Batman the Long Halloween
absolutely
have been superb. This is going to be a great issue of
I've been reading it month after month, and it lives up to expectations.
That's one I would want to get the absolute on.
Oh, you better believe it. Yeah.
Oh my.
Look at this.
Page 29, speaking of Mark Waid, you know, he's not putting anything else out this month. So
it's incredible. His output, my God.
We're just sitting around doing nothing. What are you doing? Come on, Mark, do something.
Brad Walker and Mike Allred are your artists for the new History of the DC Universe #2. Chris, give me an in, if you don't mind.
In.
Thank you. Oh, beautiful.
Amen to that in.
Oh my god. And the cover, oh my god. The Somni
I got the
cover,
legacy variant.
The Somni cover is great. The legacy variant is outrageous. Man, variant covers by Dan Mora and Frank Cho to go along with it. This series is going to be so beautiful. Talk about something that needs to be in deluxe format. Like, this is something that I would love to get in deluxe format when it's all said and done. Page 29 for that. And of course, for the Shanes out there, we'll mention Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over, issue 4 of 6. Joanne Starer and Stephen Byrne, continuing that miniseries on page 30.
Wait, what's with those Superman covers?
I believe they're doing the DC's universe celebrates Superman with all new variant covers. So it's
these are the movie variants. I've seen them.
Yeah. These are the movie variants. Kevin McGuire is doing one for Batman Superman's World's Finest. Out of all these, it's kind of the only one that I would get, to be honest with you. Not that I don't like the other ones, but if there's one thing that I dislike that everyone already knows is when you put a character on a cover that is not actually in the issue itself. Marvel and their Disney variants. I'm looking at you, but at least Superman is related to Supergirl, so you can put him there. But like when you put Superman on a Batman cover, it's not necessary. So
I love when you get wrathful.
Put him with Batman on the cover. That's my feeling.
I agree.
Like a Superman movie month is great, but do like Superman and like Batman sulking outside the theater or something. I don't know.
The McGuire cover though is going to be perfect.
Oh, Shane's going to gobble that up, boy.
You better believe it. Yep, because it's got Guy on the cover as well as Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl and
Crypto
and Crypto. Yep. So. On page 32, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice. Andy Diggle and Leonardo Fernandez. Yes. Bring us another Gotham by Gaslight tale, which brings us the Gotham by Gaslight Justice League. I'm in. This sounds awesome. Plus, look at that steampunk style Superman on the cover. Like it has the old school basic S, but also almost like a kilt or a skirt to go along with it. He looks like a 1930s pulp character. He does. Yeah, he absolutely does. Yeah. This could be really good stuff. And this is going to be, I believe, just a one shot as of now. 40 pages available on page 32. Sorry, it says sequel series, so let's see how long it goes. They didn't bother to say how many issues it's going to be, but Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice on page 32.
Ever since Andy Diggle did Losers, I've always in on his work.
Okay. Raph, this one's for you on page 33.
Yes. DC's California Love #1. Written by Brian Q. Miller, Brandon Thomas, Joshua Hale Fialkov. Ooh, I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah. George Mann, Christoph Bogatz, James Reed, Dave Welgotz, and Megan Fitzmartin. Art by Gerardo Sandoval, Junie Ba, Travis Mercer, Bruno Abdias, Jacoby Salcedo, John Mickle, Joey Vasquez, and Marcel Toledano. Yeah. Covered by Bernard Chang. The whole superfamily is hitting the road in a series of action-packed adventures across the great state of California. I'm sorry, California. Supergirl's Day at the Beach is interrupted by a demonic creature from the deep and John Constantine. John and Connor Kent team up to wrangle an escaped beast in the Redwoods. Bizarro literally crashes an audition for a major motion picture and joins Superman and Lois as a kaiju from the California ocean comes for their family vacation. The summer of Superman is heating up, so slather on some sunscreen and snag your latest beach read. In stores this July.
Wow.
And I couldn't decide which one to get, so I think I got the Asrar, if I remember right.
Okay, because that Chang cover is just delightful.
Yeah, the thing is, the cardstocks, the main cover's on the inside.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So if I'm not going to buy two covers, and if I'm going to buy, unless it's the Treasury, because oh my, a Treasury, I don't think the Treasury has been released in my lifetime since Peace on Earth for Superman.
Also in my head, if they don't make a reference to the Californians, then I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Page 33. Sometimes the puns happen without me, Chris.
I'm almost speechless here.
Hey, DC do what DC do. I can't stop it from happening.
Well, I haven't been on with the two of you in a while, and I'd almost forgotten the gravitational pull I'm dealing with right now. It's incredible.
I fear for your life. Page 34, Peacemaker presents the Vigilante Eagly double feature issue 5. James Gunn steps in as story consultant for 5 issues of insane. I'll just say shit. Calamity when two fan favorite characters share the spotlight, and this is the 5th issue of said Peacemaker presents for you on page 34. Saw the trailer to the new season. It looks like it's going to be very interesting. Still not as interesting as DC X Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, come on, that's just beautiful, beautiful. Page 35. I
love me a good facsimile.
Yep. You can buy this and then send it in to be slabbed and say, I have the first issue of Superman. It's mint condition. Like, okay.
I got the foil cover. Oh, speaking of which, I got my Action Comics in finally.
Ooh, nice. Your facsimile?
Yeah, hold on. You can keep talking.
No, it's fine. Siegel, obviously, this is a full facsimile of the original Siegel and Schuster first issue. 64 pages of action back when he was still a reporter for the Daily Star. And also a DC work in progress, All-Star Superman #1. Now, this is interesting.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
The original art of DC's greatest issues and artists at original artboard size.
That sounds fantastic.
Yep.
And this is something that I am tempted to have, even though I really don't need it. But it's so pretty. So pretty. For one of the best comics ever. Like, come on. That's just one issue of it, though. If it was a full trade of it, then maybe I would consider it. But we'll see. $15 for one issue. I don't know if I can even do it if it's 11, even if it's 11 by 17. So, nice. That's your Action Comics #1.
I ordered the Dan Mora. Then I went to my buddy Demetrius' shop, Everyone Comics, located in Long Island City. Go check them out if you're in New York. And he had the foil Action Comics #1.
Ooh.
And as a 90s kid, as the most 90s kid that ever 90s kidded, I can't resist the foil cover.
That's fair.
I literally can't. This is just, it's the original Action Comics #1, and it's shiny. I mean, that was the only improvement you can make on Action Comics #1. Is make it shiny.
Yeah. Make it as 90s as possible.
Oh, no, not enough pouches. Superman doesn't have pouches.
Yeah, just draw them on. Page 38, we get a facsimile of the first appearance of Damian Wayne, the famous and classic Batman 655 by Grant Morrison and Andy Kubert. So if you don't own a copy of that, now you can. And onward we go to Aqua Manatee.
Perfect.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Ben Clanton, Cassandra Fetterman. It's an all ages hilarity right here. Come on, Batman, Aquamanatee, perfect. Page 40. You also get a everyone Kids Flash Going Rogue comic. It's a Flash graphic novel available for all ages. Kid Flash and Barry Allen team up to teach a teenage group of rogues, Golden Glider, Pied Piper, Trickster, and the Top, an important lesson. But is Kid Flash the only one who has the most to learn? We shall see. Steve Fox and Jerry Gaylord writing and artwork chores there on page 41. And I'm happy to see that their volume 1 of Batgirl is available. first 6 issues of that new Batgirl series available for everybody on page 43 if you were waiting for it. All right, get some grades here.
Oh,
Yep, this one's for you, Chris. Yep, Black Canary, best of the best.
This is the hardcover collection of the Tom King Ryan Sook series, which I believe is concluding shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we've talked about this prior, but just quickly, Black Canary takes on Lady Shiva in a boxing match, and King uses that as a narrative framing device to explore Black Canary's entire history and her past, especially her relationship with her mother, the Golden Age Black Canary, and how all of that affects, what's going on in this fight. The boxing scenes are tremendous. Sook's art is breathtaking in this book. And again, I know I'm a broken record, but I mean, does Tom King write anything that's not great? I really haven't experienced that yet. I have to say.
Yeah.
This has been. I haven't finished it, but this is great stuff.
Well, as you've said multiple times, and as I've said as well, Tom King's stuff, for me personally, reads better as a complete story, and this is that complete story here for you. 216 pages for $30, available on page 44. All 6 issues of Best of the Best.
Well, to piggyback on your point, Ian, I mean, I'm reading it monthly, but I'm going to get the trade and read it again to have that experience. In one sitting.
Yep, absolutely. We get a DC's finest Batman Red Skies, some Doug Monk, Roy Thomas Batman. Dive into one of the most celebrated periods in Batman's history from award-winning writer Doug Monk in this DC finest volume collecting stories taking place during the Game Changes Crisis on Infinite Earths event.
Word.
Yep. As red skies loom above, Batman and Robin must clear Catwoman from being accused of murder, plus the return of Two-Face.
Look at that pulse-pounding roll call of artists. Tom Mandrake, Gene Colan, Paul Galassi.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep. And more. Yep, exactly. Batman 388 through 400, Batman Annual number 10, Detective Comics 554 through 567, and Secret Origins number 6, all represented in this Red Skies edition. Here's something interesting.
Wow, they're going way back here.
Yeah. They've been doing this a lot lately, and it's making me very happy, honestly. And this is their smaller format as well. DC Finest Hawkman Wings Across Time. Gardner Fox and Bob Haney. This is some very early Hawkman stuff with artwork by Joe Kubert, Murphy Anderson, Carmine Infantino, and more.
Now, these are his earliest Silver Age appearances, Ian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. This is. I mean, historically, this is vital stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and this is how DC is doing it. A lot of these early stuff that they probably wouldn't have put together otherwise, they're putting together in this smaller format, which is kind of a way to just put it out there and have it be available. So, very happy to see that on page 46. We also have ourselves DC Finest, The Spectre, Wrath of the Spectre, Gardner Fox, Michael Fleischer, Mike Friedrich, and others. Art by Murphy Anderson, Neil Adams, Jim Aparo, and wow. This is another excellent DC Finest to have on your shelf. As
I do love the Spectre.
Yep, some great Spectre stories to be told here from published between 1966 and 1988. Nice swath of time there. And some of the stuff has never been collected prior until now. So great way to do it. Page 47. All right, and finish us out here. JSA.
Actually, I'm sorry. Go back to one, please. I apologize.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Just want to point out again. I love DC's compact editions. They're reprinting for $10. Yep. Classic story arcs in a smaller, more compact format, and the Batman Arkham Asylum. And if you want to catch up on legendary DC stories, just experience them again. This is a really affordable way to do that. And I have a couple of them, and they're well worth getting.
Yep. I have Arkham Asylum on my shelf. I believe I got it at a Secret Santa a couple of years ago. From that happened, I think, on the old comic forums, if I remember correctly. But yeah, great way to own this book. And if you haven't read it, it's a nice $9.99 price point for 248 pages of comics. Like you can't beat that.
I have Kingdom Come coming in from DCBS.
Nice.
Should be here soon, actually.
Very cool. Good compact format for that as well. And volume 1 of the new JSA is available on page 49 as well. That collects the first 6 issues of Jeff Lemire's ongoing. And this is interesting on page 50. The DC Manga box set. This is a 10-book box set which collects Superman versus Maishi 1 through 3, Batman Justice Buster 1 through 4, Joker 1 Operation Joker 1 through 3, all in one package here. So you get basically all the DC manga that has been released over the past couple of months in one box that you can put on your shelf on page 50. So very smart.
I'll get that eventually.
There you go.
God, the sound of resignation in your voice, sir.
I only want the Superman ones, but then I think about getting the Batman, and it's like, okay, yeah, I do want that too.
Speaking of,
did I say a Hawkman omnibus? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, please, by all means, go right ahead.
No, I think we're going to get to it. Not you keep going. It's okay.
Got it. Okay.
Triangle era Superman.
That's what I was going to land on there for you, Raph. Our early days, basically the triangle era of Superman, where each Superman title had a triangle to let you know which reading order you were going to read it in.
And this is all the lead up to Death of Superman, which I was only reading in. I mean, I would have been like really young at this point, so I only read bits and pieces. So it's not peak my era, because peak my era is the one everyone groans at. But hey.
Yep. Well, this is Jurgens, Ordway, Simonson, artwork by Jurgens, Grummett, Bogdanov. Like they're masters.
What a great time.
Absolutely. And that volume 2 of the Triangle era is available for you on page 52. And here is that Hawkman omnibus.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to see this because this is a magnificent omnibus that one of the floods I had in my basement ruined my copy of this omnibus. And it's been out of print for quite some time. So to see the Hawkman omnibus again, and again, this is the I think it's fair to say superb sort of reinvigoration of the character around the time of the JSA, and it was Jeff Johns and James Robinson, and who's better to reinvigorate character than Robinson, Rags Morales art, and they're just really interesting stories investigating Hawkman's entire history, all the different incarnations of the character. It's a fantastic collection, and I'm definitely ordering this. It's $100, but for me, it's besides Hawk World, it's the best Hawkman I've ever read.
Oh yeah.
So
yep, it's some really, really good stuff. The stuff after this is featuring Hawk Girl. I remember that was one of the few 1 year later books that really like picked up steam after 1 year later and kept being good. When they shifted over to the Kendra Saunders Hawk Girl after it was Hawkman for quite a while. So good stuff. And on the bottom of that page, we have both the Batman 66 Compendium and Batman by Grant Morrison Book 2. Both well worth checking out. 66 brought back the 66 Batman in comic book form, which then later became an animated movie. So check that out on page 53. Then we'll finish things out with that very same
there it is.
There we go. Yep. Deluxe edition. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely. I mean, Rags to Riches, one of my favorite original graphic novels that came out by DC. Period. Straight up graphic novel, came out as it was released and gave us the Earth 2 versions of the DC characters at the time, which would basically new versions of Earth 3. The evil versions of the Justice League. So page 54 for that. On that same page, by the way, if you haven't read Batman Year 100, do so. That's another classic right there. Paul Pope. Enough said.
There's the Sandman Mystery Theater Book 2 that we were talking about.
Yes, good point. Good point. So, Murd, it is available for if you're listening to this, it's available for purchase. So go ahead and make that happen. collects the rest of the Sandman Mystery Theater in compendium form for a solid $60, 888 pages worth of content right there.
The last time we had the gold team together, we I waxed rhapsodic about this book as Merv was reading the first compendium.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one of the premier series of the 1990s.
Absolutely.
I do remember picking up a couple issues back in the day. Back in the day. Oh.
Back in the day, it's true. See, and to start off Marvel once again.
Why don't you vent? Go ahead.
No. This is good. Again.
Oh, okay.
This is a good thing as long as they're actually the characters that they're portraying on the cover, and they are. They're the Fantastic Four. They're dressed as the Fantastic Four, and it's a Fantastic Four cover. When they were randomly the X-Men on Spider-Man, that didn't make any goddamn sense. But this makes way more sense, and so does restarting Fantastic Four at issue 1 just in time for a movie. And Ryan North and Humberto Ramos are bringing that to you here. Ryan North has been writing Fantastic Four, and he's continuing to. That variant cover by Alan Davis is wonderful, and so is that Cliff Chang variant.
I'm grooving on my Cliff Chang, and it's a very Silver Age feel to it. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. But this is a brand new era for Marvel's First Family. And they're reaching for the Forever Stone, a massive dense granite that happens to be one of the longest lasting rocks on the planet, which through a combination of obscurity and raw geological luck has stayed both intact and accessible for most of Earth's history. Also featured in this extra big, extra special issue, Ben Grimm fights a dinosaur. Come on. That's
Ian, if you wouldn't mind, if you be a dear and go back to the Chang image for just a moment, please.
Of course.
I love how he has the thing. This is a classic Kirby Silver Age staple. Reed would have the thing, whole Kirby designed machines that were always so intricate. Your imagination went wild trying to figure out what do these machines actually do. Because sometimes Reed would describe them, sometimes he wouldn't. But it's such a wonderful touch and tribute to that Silver Age feel. Well done.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I agree with that entirely. That's great. Plus, I just love seeing a Cliff Chang image whenever I could see it. Yep. That Alan Davis cover, I'm 99% certain is reused because it looks very, very familiar, and I'm wondering if it's actually like a piece of pinup art from the 90s that's been reused here. But
Turner?
No.
Go back up. the image above that looked.
No.
Okay. It's just something about the pose on Sue.
No, you're right though.
No, you're right.
Ramos went very Turner with this particular.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
That's not. My brain's not computing.
I know. I and inside it is just. I talked about this on our last episode with Blue Team, that it's just Ramos enough. Like it's just the level
that
of
is
Ramos.
Stunning.
Oh my God! Yes.
Look at that dude.
Little hints of Ringo too.
Yeah, you're right. Actually.
Yeah, well put, Ralph.
Yeah, man. Excellent.
No, it's beautiful artwork.
Oh yeah.
Ian, just to interject, when we're done with Marvel, I have to go because I'm so old and pathetic now. I'm fading terribly at 9:38 at night.
No worries, sir. No worries. I will point out on page 7 here.
Jeez, Louise, look at this.
Yeah, they're bringing their all-stars to the movie comic, to say the least. Matt Fraction and Mark Buckingham on Fantastic Four First Steps.
Phil Noto cover.
Wow. Oh my God.
He's still my beating heart. Woo.
Man alive. Yep. Matt Fraction and Mark Buckingham bring you this all-new adventure marking the moment that all of history changed. And that will be available to you on page 7 there. Page 8.
It's an in-universe book.
Yes. Page 8.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Zdarsky writing Cap.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
With artwork by Valerio Schiti, by the way. Like,
God.
Oh my God. And the that very Zdarsky. My God.
Yep.
That Sheedy cover though.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Sheedy cover is absolutely perfect too. And
of course Alex has to get involved.
This is a new era for Captain America. I am getting in on the ground floor here. I'm going to read the hell out of this. Experience the untold tale of Captain America's first encounter with Doctor Doom. as Zdarsky and Sheedy team up for a game-changing new era of Captain America. The interiors for this look stunning.
They sure do.
Oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then...
that's my book for the month.
Yep, page 12. Go ahead, Ref.
Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, number 1 of 5. Jerry Duggan's doing the writing duties. Javier Garron is drawing it. The wraparound cover by Mark Brooks is the one I'm getting. There's also a bunch of other covers. The Virgin cover is too expensive, so I'm not getting that. But oh my goodness, look at this.
Yeah. Yep.
The King of the Monsters taking on every single major Marvel character. What a way to go.
Yep. And to think Godzilla's just been hanging out on a random island all these years until suddenly Marvel got the rights to him again. You know,
let's not get cynical now. Come on.
No, this is his time to shine. Let's celebrate him. This is great. I don't know if I was the biggest Godzilla fan as a kid, but it's like top 10 interests. It's kind of moved up to top 5 in the last 10 years since the MonsterVerse started. And this is so good. This is so much fun, especially the Marvelized Thingzilla.
Oh my God.
Wachter, our buddy Wachter.
Oh my God, it's so good. Thingzilla, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get the art from Wachter himself.
I'm glad you grabbed it, Chris. Nice.
Oh, very nice.
That tongue makes a difference. It really does. Oh, and look at that animation variant, Godzilla and
Kazuki.
But page 15. So apparently Marvel just really wants you to buy the licensed stuff and the tie-in stuff at this point.
Listen, it's God's Thor, one of my favorite Marvel characters.
And it's Jason Aaron,
Thor
right?
by Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
Jason Aaron is what we look okay.
Yeah,
they really are not pulling any punches.
And Aaron Cooter on the artwork.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one did I get? Which cover did I get? Let me look.
Ugh. Yeah, it's something else here. Godzilla takes on the God of Thunder. The deadly group of assassins known as the Hand have bestowed Godzilla with the power
Hand.
The Beast. Krakoom! Thor must defend Midgard from Godzilla, but at what cost? And it's a final round in a series of 6 one-shot throwdowns. I'm still looking forward to reading the one against the Hulk, because I think that one's probably going to be my favorite of the bunch. But this is
I ordered them all, so I'm ready.
Nice.
My body is ready, as the kids like to say.
Yes. Page 16, by the way, continuing a trip through time by Kamala Khan, Giant Size House of M, number 1. 20 years after it first shattered mutant kind, Kamala Khan witnesses the rise and fall of Scarlet Witch's doomed utopia. So we get a different look at House of M. And she's already withstood the Dark Phoenix and survived the Age of Apocalypse. And now Ms. Marvel was rewarded with a world where mutants reign supreme.
Scripted by the star team of Jackson and Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. That's enough.
And Saladin Ahmed, who's been working on a bunch of Kamala Khan comics over the years as well. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to read all of these Giant Size once they're all out. This is what I've been looking forward to. This is going to be great. Page 16, and here is Giant Size X-Men number 2 by Kelly and Lanzig, and Jed McKay with the backup story this time around by somebody who's never worked on the X-Men before, Adam Kubert.
Who's this Kubert guy?
Yeah. Oh, my God. The final confrontation between the Old Man Legion and the New Mutant Ms. Marvel at stake, Jersey City, New York, and the White Hot Room itself. Kamala Khan understands now what it truly means to be a mutant, but will it be enough to stand against the most powerful enemy she's ever faced? Artwork by Adam Kubert, a revelation story by Jed McKay, and artist name to come that introduces a major new player in the X universe. And artist name to come is my favorite. So this is
Oh my god, the work he has done in comics,
oh my god,
Oh
revolution.
boy,
he's
you
he's
fellas are.
he's my favorite after Various actually. But
Yeah, no, Varys is pretty solid too. I gotta give it to Varys.
You know, if this were the '80s, you two would have like a cable access show
Oh my,
with like
yes.
the bad scenery, the sets, and you'd have on like the local illusionist or something. It's
Mystery Comics Theater 900.
and welcome to the delicious dish.
yeah,
Page
it's like Bill Murray's psychic show in Ghostbusters 2. My God.
Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. Bring on the bad guys. Green Goblin #1. Mark
That's a hell of a cover.
Guggenheim. Oh yeah. Ethan Parker, Griffin Sheridan, Matteo Delafonte. It's an all-new piece of Norman Osborn's villainous history revealed here in this one shot, thanks to a deal with Mephisto. What else is new? But what does the soul for?
Well, it's a beautiful Green Goblin cover though, or terrifying, I should say.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Page 18 for that. And bring on the bad guys Abomination on the next page with another excellent cover there. Page 19 for that. Guggenheim and Philip Kennedy Johnson are the team behind this, with Sergio Davila on the artwork tours. Loki gets Guggenheim and Anthony Oliveira, and artwork by my other favorite artist, TBA. Hickman's Imperial.
Another great.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean Hickman in a cosmic event. That's
Oh, my God.
that's
yes.
a lock.
Yep, absolutely. Nova and Star-Lord. The Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. I mean, come on. I think you're
That must
gonna
be based on the Ta-Nehisi Coates magnum opus, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, the next book coming up.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the issue 2 of The World to Come. It's Christopher Priest returning to Wakanda with Joe Quesada, Richard Isanove. I mean, Ian, I humbly request you make some time for me so we can discuss this at some point on the air, because this is a book that I always hoped Priest would return to the world and characters he put such an indelible stamp on, and we're finally getting that, and I'm beyond excited for this.
We could honestly even do a breakdown once all 6 issues are out. I'd be happy to come on and knock it out. So
God, you're sexy. All right.
And I said when we last previews when we mentioned this is easily some of the best Quesada art I've seen, and
it looks stunning. Yeah,
so good, so good. Immortal Thor reaches its 25th issue, and the story ends. This was the story of the Immortal Thor and the deciding of his fate.
I like that they're letting great writers do these finite runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I read the first issue of this, and I didn't get back to it because the first trade was ridiculously expensive. I think it was $25 or something like that. But inevitably they'll do a larger collection, and I'll get it because he's such a great writer.
Oh yeah. Also, look at this Alex Ross cover. My God.
The word, the way, Odin.
Mm-hmm. And this is what you were alluding to, Raph, on page 26. It's the 90s all over again, and welcome back. That's all I'll say.
The only thing missing is a foil cover, because I don't see a foil listed.
No.
But oh my, look at these names. Tim Silly and Tony Fleek's writing, because yes, we're here for the writing.
Yes.
But those are great writers. Those are actually very good writers. No offense intended to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The artist lineup is insane.
Yep.
Mark Brooks, Adam Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Adam doesn't do a lot of work nowadays that I've seen.
No.
Lucas Wernick, Torin Clark, Pablo Villalobos, Russell Dauterman.
Boy, T'Challa's never looked that happy.
I know, right?
No.
Yeah, it's the return of the swimsuit special, and I just have some fun with it. that's all I can.
I got the Mark Brooks.
Nice. Page 27, and remember, you're reading it for the articles.
Yes, totally, completely fair, true, and accurate.
Yep. Chris, what do you say about Werewolf by Night, Blood Moon Rise?
I'm always happy to see a classic Bronze Age Marvel horror character get some more attention. And it looks like it's from the director of that magnificent Marvel Cinematic Universe one shot that was on Disney Plus.
You better believe it. Yep.
So, and that was outstanding. That was so innovative and
That was so
fresh
good.
what they did with that. Yeah.
They're working on a Punisher one shot now. That's going to be coming out.
Oh, wonderful.
After the events of Daredevil. So, yep. But Werewolf by Night, Blood Moon Rise, #1 by Michael Giacchino and Jason Liu. Hopefully, Giacchino will put out some sort of soundtrack to go along with this as well. I think that would work nicely. We also have the Wolverine Revenge Red Band Raw black and white edition here of Hickman and Capullo's Wolverine Revenge. So if you wanted something that's even more epic, this is representing Wolverine Revenge Red Band issues 1 through 5 in raw black and white format. Straight Capullo. Page 29. Yeah, I'm in for this. JMS, Phil Noto, Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. I mean, come on.
The Sinister 16.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Sinister 16. You're right. Yeah. Spider-Man versus everyone. Great cover by the Dodsons as well. Spider-Man eating soup and being attacked. Mystique is one of them for some reason. Okay, sure. Why not?
That stinks. He's trying to get a nice lunch at the diner. He's getting interrupted.
I know.
Can a guy just have lunch?
Oh my God. Page 29 for that. New Thunderbolts #2 with the asterisk. Still called what it's called, and we're just going to leave it at that. But seeing double in this particular issue as Black Bolt comes into the midst of the Thunderbolts. Sam Humphries and Tan Lima on the writing and the artwork chores for this. Lady Bullseye strikes in Spider-Girl #2 by Torrin Gronbeck and Andre Risso. And page 34, we get...
Look at oh my God.
Yeah.
It's Claremont and Byrne writing together.
Whoa.
What?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Byrne is at Marvel?
Penciled by Salvador LaRocca and John Byrne. What the hell? The rarest Chris Claremont X-Men tale of all, finally available to the masses. Oh, okay, all right, thank you. Alongside the all-time classic that inspired it, revisit the nightmarish world of tomorrow.
Okay.
Days of Future Past, a revelatory prelude that was previously only available in a limited edition hardcover, written by the legendary scribe and illustrated by his Extreme X-Men collaborator Salvador LaRocca. Okay, this makes more sense now.
They teased this, and then they're just reprinting 141 and 142.
Yeah, but also Marvel Paragon Collection, Chris Claremont, Uncanny X-Men 140.5. So this is essentially, filling it in with
Gotcha.
as well. So, yeah, some bonus material in there. I might even still get it, to be honest with you. It because it's LaRocca art that I haven't seen before, but that got my hopes up, and then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I got excited too.
Yeah, John Byrne's too busy making X-Men fanfic on his own time, so that's what he's busy doing right now.
That's so crazy to me that Marvel has said they would pay him for it.
I know,
and he just doesn't want to. Like, you could pay the bill. I mean, I don't know if he needs the money, but still, pay your bills.
Clearly doesn't. So,
what's going on here? I'm in the dark.
There's I don't know if he's still doing it, but for quite some time, John Byrne on his forums was releasing essentially his version of what the X-Men would have been like had he continued past when he left the book. And he was releasing them, he was scripting them and drawing them and releasing them online for free.
Oh my God.
And Marvel was like, we'll pay you to put this out as like a thing. And he was like, nah, I'm good. So it's literally fan fiction. That's what it is. It's X-Men fan fiction.
So that's why he can legally get away with it, because he's not charging anything? Or
yeah, essentially. Yeah. Yeah, they can't go after him because nobody's tried to make a dime off of it, essentially.
But also they're offering to have him make a time off of it.
I know, it's crazy.
I don't understand.
That's it. John Byrne be John Byrne, man. Page 36 has the second issue of a Runaways 5-issue miniseries that I'll definitely be purchasing, written by the one and only Rainbow Rowell, returning to the Runaways. Chase is back from the future in this issue, so looking forward to it. And
I guess he met his kids and had to set them straight.
I got to pause for a minute. I've read the first couple issues of One World Under Doom. I mean, you all know, and many listeners know what a diehard Doctor Doom fan I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really putting steam in my strides.
Really?
Well, it's not that it's bad. It's just, I think part of it's also just where I am now in my age and as a reader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. It's just like, all right.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I just feel like there's no stakes in most of these events that I read in recent years. Well, it's not like he's going to stay in charge of the Earth forever. So
right.
Yeah, and
I don't know. It just left me kind of cold. I mean, they're clearly making, to give Ryan North credit, I mean, it seems that he's using the story as a sort of an analog for what's been happening in our own country to some degree.
Yeah.
And I certainly appreciate that, but it's just, it's not that it's well done. It's just not getting me very excited.
No, I get that.
I think that's just a result of like having an annual mega event for so long. And I mean, some of them weren't huge. Like, I don't think like Fear itself was supposed to be a mega event. It was just a big event. But like having those repeatedly over and over and over, you kind of just, you're going to get left cold on it. I mean, I remember how controversial the one where Captain America was evil was Hydra. That one.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was called either.
That one left a lot of people cold. And it's like, oh, you know, that it's going to happen.
Yeah, I remember putting out an entire article about it at the time, being like, it's gonna reverse itself. Relax.
I remember.
You're shitting on Kirby's legacy by having Captain America turn back. I'm like, relax.
It's a story.
No, relax.
They're telling a story. Let them tell. Like, it's like believing all those characters that died in Infinity War were actually dead. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, let's at least appreciate the fact that Red Hulk #6 is going to have Red Hulk versus Warwolf.
Ooh.
Is it Man-Wolf, only angrier? Like
I was wondering that, actually.
Yeah. He's a man-wolf. He's some kind of man-wolf.
Oh, that's got me all warm and fuzzy inside. Good old power record.
Oh, yeah. And God's One World Under Doom, written by Ryan North, with Francesco Mortarino on the artwork. And this is looks like it's going to be a bit of a culmination here, using Jonathan Hickman's Gods concept. So that's interesting that they're at least going back to it in one form or another. So not too shabby on that. The Avengers reunited in Avengers number 28 as they reunite Two-Face Doom. All the band is back together. Now this is interesting.
This is my favorite 29 series back in the day when they did the original line.
Yep.
I'll give this a try.
Yeah.
Doom 2099.
Doomed 2029. Written by Frank Thierry, artwork by Delio Diaz. This is going to include Old Man Logan, Rachel Summers Phoenix, Bishop, Cosmic Ghost Rider, the Maestro, and Deathlock versus Doom 2099. So, yeah, could be interesting here. Ooh.
Wow, that's stunning artwork.
I love the Hellfire gatherings in general, and this is X-Men Hellfire Vigil by Jed McKay, Gail Simone, Eve Ewing, basically everybody who's on the X titles in one way or another, writing and artwork chores. 1 year ago at the final Hellfire Gala, the dream of a unified mutant nation was forever shattered by a cowardly sneak attack. To mark the moment and to proclaim loudly and strongly to all concerned that mutant kind still stands, the time has come for X-Men of all stripes to come together in solidarity and collaboration. And that's where this Hellfire Vigil begins. And this is basically going to be, in some ways, a culmination of the From the Ashes arc that's been occurring in the X books over the past year. So do check it out on page 43. And Thunder War begins in Storm number 10. Been hearing really good things about this book. I gotta catch up. Very happy.
Is she on the Silver Surfer board?
I do believe she is, sir.
Yes, she is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Eternity locates the black winter that consumes Galactus, and Silver Surfer Soot, kickstarting the terrifying Thunder War.
Excuse me for a second. Eternity.
Thank you. And guest starring Bishop. Excellent. Always like it when Bishop and Storm get the team up. And in Magic number 7, we get a bit of a New Mutants reunion as Magic and Mirage team up on page 45.
That's a series I need to finish reading.
Yes.
I never finished the original. I mean, there's so many.
Oh my god.
That's a great cover. X-Men 18.
Oh yeah.
Gambit,
Oh, I like
Rogue,
that.
Wolverine getting sick on the Ferris wheel. Dave Marquez cover. It's a great cover.
Are sinister forces lurking behind the Tilt-A-Whirl? You're just gonna
Come on. I love the Tilt-A-Whirl.
page 47. Gail Simone's run has just been fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's like it's old school X-Men, not nearly as serious as what Hickman was doing, but it's its own thing, and I've really been digging it. So check it out if you haven't.
Well, there's a tried and tradition of the X-Men in between missions, going out together, acting as a family unit, going to different social activities. It's always been part and parcel of the whole book. Playing baseball, whatever.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Mr. Claremont, this one he did actually just right.
Yep.
Wolverine and Kitty Pryde number 4 of 5, the sequel to his previous Wolverine and Kitty Pryde miniseries, available
From the 1980s.
Available on page 48 there. Ooh,
It's been a while.
ooh, this makes me happy. Doug Ramsey, the heir to Apocalypse, known as Revelation, has a mission to carry on the great work. But in trying to create the great work of a new world, the first steps are the hardest to plot. And will he be given an opportunity before the dream is strangled in its cradle? And it looks like we're going to have Warlock involved here as well. Ooh, this could be very, very interesting in X-Men number 19 on page 49.
Yeah, I don't think they've done anything with him since the whole Heir to Apocalypse thing, right?
Not really, no. No, he really hasn't been around. Oh, and it looks like we'll have Ironheart in Exceptional X-Men number 11. Nice. Eve Ewing, one of the architects of Ironheart, coming back to the character. And Cable versus Phoenix in Phoenix number 13. This Phoenix series has been great, by the way. Really,
you mentioned that. Yeah.
Really good cosmic action.
I have all of them, but I haven't read them yet.
Stop the presses, page 53. Marvel and Disney, what if Goofy became Spider-Man? Yuck!
Well, gosh, Uncle Ben, there's a lot of red stuff coming out of you.
Oh, I'm almost ready for bed. I'm almost ready for bed now. Oh my god.
Oh man. And wait till you see what he does to those Beagle boys. Oh man. Great stuff. Page 50.
Not as great as you are, honey.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes you just got to be reminded. Page 56 continues the Thing miniseries taking place, and it looks like he's going to be taking on a whole bunch of people.
I never thought I see Ben facing Bullseye.
I know, right? And
the Kingpin, for that matter.
Kingpin's going to have a lot to do with this. Tony Fleeks and Justin Mason, issue 3 of 5 of there. And this is interesting. Marvel Zero, whole bunch of creators: Joe Kelly, Denise Camp, Cody Ziegler, whole bunch more. This includes Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and X-Men on Major Adventures. They're presenting an exclusive prologue to this summer's blockbuster Ultimate Universe event. And this will have an anthology take on all of these. It collects Free Comic Book Day 2025 Amazing Spider-Man / Ultimate Universe and Free Comic Book Day 2025 Fantastic Four / Giant Size X-Men in one collection here. So Marvel Zero number 1.
They're selling the Free Comic Book Day books.
Yes, they are.
I picked up the first issue of Fantastic Four Fanfare this past week. It's a wonderful anthology. The first story was written by Mark Waid, Second's written and drawn by Alan Davis, so I've really enjoyed the first issue quite a bit.
Excellent. And this third one here, some people who have a lot of
Falco.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Chips
So
and
it looks
Dark.
like the Falco with Ron Friends, the Darks with Marcus Martin, Dan Stout, Mike Allred. Wow.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Page 57.
The Falco.
Indeed. Vision and Scarlet Witch, issue 3 of 5, continuing the series of Scarlet Witch series that Steve Orlando has been putting together, and he's been doing a great job of it. And Ultimate Wolverine in Limbo. Looks like we're getting a ultimate version of Magic here. Well, I know we already have, but still, she's going to be involved.
No more spotlight.
Ultimate Black Panther issue 18, Betrayed by Devoto Khan.
This is an excellent series, a great alternative take on Wakanda, the Panther, the whole world and history. I'm really enjoying it.
Absolutely, page 62 for that, and another great.
And this book, this is my Spider-Man now.
Oh yeah,
I'm not following any of the, whatever their continuity is now, but this is getting in on the ground floor. It's Peter is older. He's married to Mary Jane. It's Jonathan Hickman, Marco Cicchetto. Forgive me if I mispronounced that, but this is a really exciting Spider-Man book. Ben Parker is alive. He and Jay Jonah are journalists working together. It's really a true ultimate book in that it's everything is familiar, but kind of on its head a little bit. It's excellent. Can't praise it enough.
Yep. Page 63 for the 19th issue of that as he takes on it's Fisk versus Mr. Negative versus Mysterio with Spider-Man and his allies caught in the middle. Wow. All right. Further down, speaking of said regular Spider-Man series, page 66, the Hellgate is opened. Joe Kelly and John Romita Jr. continue their new Amazing Spider-Man restart here. This is issue 7 of that. Spider-Man fighting for his life literally as he tries to keep Hellgate from destroying Manhattan. And then
I kind of miss Spider-Man like lowering the dime with a web to get the Daily Bugle and then going on after a mugger. I don't know.
Well, now he does that, but in hell. So, it's fine. It's Joe Kelly.
Yeah, I trust Joe generally.
Exactly. I'm sure it's written well.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
Yep. So this is interesting here. This is the end of the line for Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. Don't miss the thrilling final issue before a bold new beginning. From the looks of it, they are bringing Spider-Gwen into the 616. And in part, they may very well be resetting her history and her companions, and she may very well not be Gwen Stacy anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see where we're going to go from here.
Considering how Peter, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've been worrying that they've been doing this for a while now. So what were you going to say there, Chris?
Considering how Peter had a breakdown when he saw the Gwen clone back in the Bronze, I can't imagine he'd do well seeing Gwen walking around again, let alone with spider powers.
Yeah, exactly. So page 69, that's the final issue of Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, and we'll see where it goes from here in the coming months. 8-issue, Tentacular Spectacular. All new Venom number 8 by Al Ewing, of course, with some Doc Ock thrown in there for good measure. Excellent. Ooh, what a fun...
That's a great cover.
Yeah, page 71, Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 35. God Wars, Ancient Secrets Revealed. Fascinating. West Coast Avengers, the Ultron Civil War begins. Jerry Duggan and Danny Kim involved with
I like how they have Tony in his 80s West Coast
the Silver
Avengers era.
Centurion.
The red and white armor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Omega Ultron. Watch out for him. All right. And further down in the book, Daredevil number 23. Daredevil's still wearing his 90s armor in Saladin Ahmed's story.
The 90s are truly back.
Oh, yeah. Good facsimiles this month. Fantastic Four number 7, classic Lee Kirby.
I love facsimiles. X-Men 137, Climax the Dark Phoenix saga.
Mm-hmm. This Marvel comic could be worth $2,500 to you. I don't think it's still going to be
God, I love the 80s. I like how they've actually printed every issue of the Dark Phoenix saga in these monthly facsimile installments, which I think is a great way to experience the story again.
Absolutely, yep. And Fantastic
Oh,
Four number 50.
Conclusion of the Galactus saga and Johnny's first day at college, which I can assure you is very short-lived. He is not a member of campus for long.
Yeah, him and Alex Summers are forever not going to get their doctorates. Like it's just not happening.
I don't think Johnny even got an undergraduate degree, let alone a doctorate.
No, I don't think so. I think you're pretty right about that. Whole bunch of Star Wars.
The Jedi.
Yep.
The Jedi are quitting weed.
Oh yeah.
It's the end of the High Republic.
Oh, dude, bad. Not again.
It was there.
I know.
Ian, what is that Avengers book you just scrolled past?
This year? Oh, yes. So from Chip Kidd and Michael Cho, what happens when Earth's mightiest heroes learn who and what they truly are? An epic battle in Asgard against Loki, the god of mischief, leads to a thrilling knockdown, drag-out fight. But when the smoke clears, something very, very different and very, very terrifying is revealed. Discovery that threatens to destroy the Avengers in a way that neither Loki nor any other foe has before. Interesting. Yeah, this is a full color hardcover.
It's a prose novel, illustrations. I'm gathering.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah. Chip Kidd.
Is this some sort of meta thing where they realize they're comic book characters?
I think you might be right. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Yep. But wow. I mean, Chip Kidd's an excellent creator, and Mike Cho to go along with it. So yeah, the Veracity Trap, it's called, on page 88 there. Meanwhile, Bendis's Uncanny X-Men run gets the hardcover treatment on page 90. If you're interested in checking that out, that was in a pretty fun era. And X-Men by Al Ewing gets a hardcover omnibus on page 91 as well.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
93, man. This is some classics right here.
So, Marvel Team Omnibus, the original Bronze Age series. It's printing, let's see, 1 through 30, Daredevil 103, Giant Size Superheroes 1, and Giant Size Spider-Man 1 and 2 from 1974. Oof. If you just want just the essence of wacky Spidey Bronze Age stories, these are immensely entertaining. Jerry Conway writes many of them, Len Wein, Roy Thomas, Steve Gerber, all the great Spider-Man Bronze Age artists, Ross Andru, Gil Kane, Jim Mooney. This is if you just want unadulterated fun, and some of these stories are very, very innovative. Some are they just do different things with the characters you wouldn't necessarily expect. Jamie D loved this series. He absolutely adored it back over on CGS. Great series.
Absolutely. Yep. Page 93 for said hardcover. 840 pages of hardcover action for $100 before any discounts. Also, some Roy Thomas Incredible Hulk Omnibus action.
Great Bronze Age stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hulk versus Doom. Can't get better than that. Page 94. The Secret Wars Battle World Omnibus on page 95 continue to explore the patchwork of realities known as Battle World. That's the from the Secret Wars, not Secret War. Page 95 there. And as we get further down... Wait,
which Thor Masterworks is that?
That is the Thor Masterworks.
We're in the Simonson run.
24. Yep, exactly. Yep. We are in the Simonson run. The Raven Banner graphic novel is included in here, illustrated by Charles Vess. So that's yours.
Oh, magnificent artist.
Yep. Wow. Tron Download by Peter David and Jay Nitz. Stunning new visualization of the iconic original film and a story of betrayal that set the stage for its sequel. This is a retelling of the Tron original movie, and then Tron Betrayal to follow by the one and only Peter David on page 99. So
Tron Deadly Disc, my favorite in television game when I was a kid.
Nice. All right, and I think we're just about done. We've got like 2 more things to mention here, and I believe they're further down in the... MYX Volume 2 For anybody who hasn't been checking out MYX, I really do enjoy it. That's on page 110 there. But once we get down to here, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Old School, New School. That's a prequel to the Disney Plus animated series. Love this animated series.
Christos Gage on the writing.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, the animated series is fantastic. So I imagine that this is just as damn good. So that's a 5-issue mini on page 113 of that. And then when you get far enough down, I was trying to see what the most recent. Oh wow, there's a lot of trades this month. Here we are. Epic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You get an epic collection of the Frank Miller Daredevil, Volume 8.
So this collects not the entirety of Miller's and Klaus Jansson's legendary run, which I'll be talking about quite shortly on sister podcast.
Yep.
Stay tuned for that. Yep. But this is a good chunk of it, and I just reread all these stories just this past week in preparation for the other show I'm going to be doing, and I really came to appreciate again just how groundbreaking these stories were at the time they came out. I can't wait to start talking about them in depth in the very near future. But I was just as excited by these now as I was when I read them, as a kid. It's regardless of what you might say about Frank Miller today, you can't overstate his importance when it comes to his work in the 1980s, and Daredevil in particular. So,
and this includes issues 155 through 176, and it also has the What If, which I'm a huge fan of that What If issue. That's issue 28 of What If from 1977, and also Bizarre Adventures number 28 thrown in there for good measure. Page 127 for that. And then we conclude with Jay Faber's Generation X Epic Collection Family Business. This includes everything from issues 48 through 62 of the original Generation X, as well as Annual 99, X-Man number 50, and an appearance in New Warriors, issue 5. So some mid-run Generation X stuff there. And
well, look at this. Look at this.
For you, my friend, Micronauts Epic Collection, the original Marvel years, Home Sweet Homeworld, Volume 2.
Issues 21 to 35. Again, Bill Mantlo, wonderful Pat Broderick artwork. We did a spotlight on Micronauts on the old show. Check that out.
Yep.
These are characters in comics that are very close to my heart from my child in the late 70s and early 80s.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and you know what? One more, just because I recently mentioned this.
I
mentioned this on Back to the Bins, the episode that just re-aired on the Comic Timing feed. Fantastic Four by Wade and Wieringo, Unthinkable. This collects everything from Fantastic Four 67 through 70 and issues 500 through 502. Read this if you have not read it.
Yeah, this is one of the most important Doctor Doom stories ever put to page.
Yes.
It sort of reasserts Doom as really the most terrifying villain in the Marvel universe. I mean, he does some really warped stuff in this story. It's everything. It goes to the essence of the villainy of the character and why he is what he is. It's a masterpiece. I don't use that phrase lightly here.
Absolutely. Yep. That's on page 131 there. And that concludes what we have to say here, I believe, unless you want to mention real quick the Spectacular Spider-Man Loathe This Monster Treasury Edition.
Oh, so okay, this is fun too. So in the late 60s, thanks for pointing this out, Ian. In the late 60s, Stan Lee did an initial foray into magazine publishing. He wanted to he's always trying to get comics to a broader audience, and he wanted to go into magazines black and white because the comics code would not apply. Mm-hmm. And they did 2 issues, the Spectacular Spider magazine. Then they just didn't want to go further with it. They get back into magazines with a lot of more oomph in the 1970s. But these are 2 really good stories. The first one is going to be later reissued in the Amazing Spider-Man color comic in the early 70s. But what's more important is the second issue, which, Ian, we talked about in on the old show. We did a spotlight on this period or what, I don't recall actually. Yes. But we were talking about the Green Goblin, Spy on the Green Goblin.
That's what it was. Yes.
And the second issue is a full color John Romita Sr. penciled Spidey, Green Goblin, Silver Age story. It doesn't get any better, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian, I remember you especially loved that issue.
Oh, it's a great issue. It really is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I'm hit or miss on Stan Lee. Like,
You sure are.
this is some of my favorite Stan Lee stuff.
Yeah.
Well worth checking out, and,
Yeah,
and one of the best issues of Spider-Man. Period. So
yeah, Spectacular Spider Magazine issue 2 especially is a keeper.
yep,
Gentlemen, I apologize.
no
I'm
worries.
an aging teacher, and tomorrow is the gauntlet of state testing.
Oy vey.
Good luck.
Well, I just have to sit there and stare at them. They have to suffer through it. But
There you go.
I'm honored, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me on.
Our pleasure.
Ian, keeping the loop on for future Gold Team stuff. We got things to do.
Absolutely. Yep. We got a movie to watch soon.
We sure do. Gentlemen, thank you so
quick,
much.
Chris,
Sure, go ahead.
the Conan run you were mentioning.
Yes.
Guillermo Zubiaga started it, right? Because I'm trying to find the first volume to actually start reading it finally.
The first volume, Jim Zub is the writer through all the issues.
Oh, okay. Maybe
And Roberto de la Torre is the artist in the first arc. His art it's breathtaking. He's really channeling Buscema, the classic Conan look and feel. It's great stuff.
Okay, so look for Jim Zub for volume
Jim
1.
Zub.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you. That was
Good
it.
night, gentlemen.
All right.
Good night.
Take care. Talk to you all soon. Take care now. Good night.
All right.
All right. Let's get to the rest of the here, and we'll flash forward through this a little bit. But there's some fun stuff to talk about either way. Over at Ablaze.
Oh, here you are.
Yep, exactly. This is Rebel Adele in the land of unwritten tales. Looks like some nice, fun storytelling action to be found here on page 180.
Looks like she's gonna roll in the deep.
Yes, she is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's also going to put out albums involving her age over and over again.
The sky's not falling, at least.
That is true. Precocious and unpredictable, Adele is a young girl who keeps both her friends and her parents on their toes through her experiments and antics. When she finds herself propelled into the land of unwritten tales, she immediately seeks to shake things up, not content to simply play princess in this supposed dream come true setting. Always one to bring rebellion, Adele's goals become writing a new story story altogether. Written by Mr. Tan, with art by Diane Lefebvre here. Definitely an all ages adventure for everybody on page 118. Some
Sounds fun.
very pretty, lush artwork to go along with it. All right. Is this the manga?
Yes, this is the one. The Owl.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I bought volumes 1 and 2. I'm not on volume 5. Basically, it's a manga series about unions and the forming of a union, which I think is pretty cool, especially with how things are in the world, and we could use people gathering together to fight back against their evil corporate overlords by forming a union. And as a newly minted member of a union myself, I think I wanted to check this series out, and hopefully spread some awareness about it so that people can who've always thought unions were this corrupt thing or whatever opinions you may have formed previously. Maybe this will change your mind and show you what a union should and could be.
Okay, interesting. You said you picked up the first 2?
Yeah, I put them on my DCBS order.
Nice.
I don't want to get all 5 at one. Then I have a $300 DCBS bill, and I don't need that.
No, of course, yeah. And this is called The Owl. This is volume 5 by Choi Gyu-seok, and that's available from Ablaze on page 124. All right. Scrolling down further past.
I don't have anything till ID Dubs.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll fill in the gaps accordingly. I don't know how much is going to actually wind up catching our eyes until we're there. Well, let's go to Dark Horse, as Dark Horse does have a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, cover to be revealed for most of this, which is actually going to lead me to do something on the fly. As let's see if the same could be said. Oh, wait a minute. Was that all? Dark Horse Comics August highlights. Oh, okay.
Masterminds.
That's what they frickin' did. Okay, they wound up putting all of this stuff in here as quote unquote highlights, and then see the Dark Horse section in comics and graphic novels for more details. All right, so this is further down.
Well, that's Boom down there.
Yes, it is. I hate not having covers for things, but that's life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything actually even worth talking about in Boom this month, and if there isn't, well,
Oh, my old friend.
yes, Uncanny Valley issue 10. This is the end of this particular arc of Uncanny Valley. It all ends here. Oliver's journey reaches its climax. Uncanny Valley was nominated for an Eisner this year.
That's right.
And I love seeing Fleeks and Wachter getting praise for what they deserve.
Yes.
And this is the 10th issue of this book, and it's well worth mentioning on page 143 of the previous catalog.
And I'll say it again because I said it in the Comic Timing Facebook group, but I think Adjectiveless Valley is the better book, to be honest.
Yes, I figured you would say that because that's just that's the life that you live. So that doesn't.
Yes, it is. It's my gift. It's my curse.
I'll also point out The War, #1 by Garth Ennis and frickin' Becky Cloonan. They unite to explore the modern fear of nuclear war and societal collapse in this dark and timely thriller. Set in New York City with a group of friends watching their fears become reality as they face immediate threat of nuclear war. Who will live, who will die? The oversized first issue collects parts 1 through 3 of The War, originally published in Hello Darkness issues 1 through.
My old friend.
Exactly. So, The War,
so I'm gonna say this looks very interesting. Although I do have there's another book out there that's like that. It's actually based on a movie. It's called Godzilla.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is similar. Let's talk about things that actually have covers on page 145. Archie and Minor Threats, #1, a crossover between Archie and Minor Threats by Pat Oswalt and Scott Koblish this time around. Not a hoax, not a dream. The fun-loving teens of Riverdale collide with the crooked supercriminals of Twilight City in the most bombastic crossover of the year. I love that they're doing this. This looks like it's going to be a stupid amount of fun, and first gets to put it out. So Archie versus Minor Threats, #1 on page 145. We also got a trade paperback of Critical Role Vox Machina. So if you were looking to have that collected, issues 1 through 6 are available to you on that same page.
I've got all the issues.
Hellboy in Love, The Art of Fire. Written by Mignola, of course, with Christopher Golden, art by Alex Nieto. All about Anastasia Bransfield's trek to Iceland for evidence of a seemingly impossible network of occultists. But a fresh dig site holds answers that come at a steep and risky price. Hellboy in Love, The Art of Fire, #1 for you Hellboy fans on page 146. Mark Miller also putting out a new Nemesis series, Nemesis Forever.
To be honest, it's my least favorite of his creator-owned works because it's just like the most edgiest edgelord teenager being a supervillain, and it's just okay.
I know we get enough of that in real life. We don't really need it there.
Yeah, it just hasn't, that concept hasn't aged well. Let's say from the original Nemesis release.
You know what has aged well? Directly next to it.
Yes.
Quick Stops 3, #1 by Mr. Kevin Smith and John Spengelmeyer. We get more short stories in the Quick Stops world of Clerks. So happy to see a third one of those come across our desk here.
Yeah, sent to town of Leonardo, New Jersey, which is controlled by Leonardo.
Yes. Leonardo. Also, Resident Alien, The Book of Changes on that same page. Continuing Resident Alien comics. Still available on Sci-Fi. Not the comics, the show.
Right.
It'd be silly if they were just reading comics on air.
And on page 6.
Ooh, look at this. A full omnibus of Gantz. Gantz G. Yep. Volumes 1 through 3, all collected as one here. So this is the spin-off manga set in the Gantz universe. So a full Gantz G story in one collection there, only for $30. Not bad. Available on
Pretty
page
decent.
one. Yep. And a new Goon trade paperback. The Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead, issues 1 through 4, available in one collection there. Of course, Eric Powell, writing and drawing his creation on page 150. And here we are on page 152, and here you are with probably one of the things that you were going to talk about.
Yes. So this is the start of IDW's big new initiative, Godzilla #1 Kaisei Era. The Kaisei Era is their name for their version of their Godzilla universe. So it's the Kaisei Era starts here. In 1954, experimentation with a mysterious energy source known as Kaisei awakened Godzilla. Okay. It's nuclear testing that awakens Godzilla, but sure. And a host of immortal kaiju. In the years that followed, humanity has been... Sorry, my vision is all sorts of has been pummeled by near constant monster attacks, while Japan has begun to treat the kaiju like natural disasters, understanding that their attempts to fight Godzilla only make the threat worse. The American G-Force is going to fight. The Americans have just discovered the ultimate tool in the fight against kaiju, a young boy named Jason, with the power of Godzilla, able to harness the mysterious Kaisei in the same vein as the King of the Monsters. This boy will either save the world or bring about its doom. So it seems like they're taking more of a the American version of Godzilla route, where they're just natural forces, they're forces of nature, and they're uncontrollable and they're unstoppable, but they're not necessarily. It's not our fault. It's not humanity's fault that Godzilla exists. Whereas the Japanese, it's pretty much humanity did this because we kept messing around with nuclear bombs, and now we're all screwed because we have a Godzilla running around. Which is fine. I mean, I'm not necessarily critiquing the American approach. I just like the Japanese approach more. But this looks like it's gonna be a fun Godzilla adventure comic, which put me down for. I'm not complaining.
Absolutely.
I'm not complaining.
I mean, and it doesn't take away the other takes, on Godzilla before this. It's just
exactly those still exist out there. It's not like someone deleted all the Godzilla movies that ever existed before this.
Yeah. Call it Ultimate Godzilla or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the absolute Godzilla if you're a DC fan. And then the other two books listed, I believe only the Escape the Dead Zone is that's Kaisei Era, and Godzilla Here There Be Aliens is a mini series that's not related.
Yeah, by Thierry, Frank. I don't know why they listed his name that way, and they didn't list anyone else's name that way, but I just find that amusing.
That is kind of funny. But I'm in on both of those. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then there's Godzilla versus Boston, and it's about Godzilla absolutely wrecking the city of Boston. But I've already seen the New York Knicks do that, so maybe I don't need to read this one. Hey, sports reference. I'll probably read this eventually.
Oh yeah, and I enjoy the Jesse Lonergan cover of him completely destroying Fenway.
Yes, so satisfying.
Good stuff. All right. Let's see.
Oh,
anything in the Star Trek world? Yes, indeed.
Red shirts.
Yes. Yep. Written by the one and only Christopher Cantwell, with artwork by Megan Levins. This sounds awesome.
Yeah, start of an all-new, heart-rending Star Trek 5-issue miniseries by writer Christopher Cantwell and artist Megan Levins, featuring Starfleet's most intrepid and doomed crew members, Red Shirts, led by an experienced officer embedded on the snow-ridden planet Arconia 89. The crew of the USS Warren has a small window in which to pin down spies seeking to steal classified secrets and keep Starfleet data out of nefarious hands. They face threats not only from their faceless enemies, but from the brutalizing elements and wildlife of a planet far from home. The Red Shirts' lives and Starfleet's sanctity are on the line, and no one is safe. Well, especially the Red Shirts.
Are you also upset that this has nothing to do with the book Red Shirts?
A little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing some of that reference, but you know. They probably had to get the rights or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, Red Shirts itself isn't actually officially in the Star Trek universe, so like they would have had to either officially put
Finagle.
it there or finagle it one way or the other. But yeah, when I think Red Shirts, I think the book, not this. But either way, it looks interesting, and
Oh,
it's Cantwell.
yeah.
So.
Also, part of Lower Decks because Lower Decks, Lower Decks, Lower Decks.
Further up on that same page, page 155, was also issue 9 of Tim Sheridan's Lower Decks series, which
Which is
is
great and
oh
is mostly self-contained.
yep, which is exactly what I want from a book like that, to be honest with you. Especially
Yes,
after the
I'll
series.
read that until it's. I'll read that to the very end.
Yep. Ooh. We have a DC Covers Artist Edition on page 156 of Jim Lee and others. And if you just want a boatload of DC covers to flip through on your coffee table, this book is going to be for you. It is 128 pages. It is 12 by 17, and it is $150. But it's pretty.
That's a lot of big names on that one.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Also, the Cape gets an omnibus. I remember this. This collects the Cape 1969 and the Cape Fallen in one full omnibus. It's Joe Hill's The Cape, even though Joe Hill is only one of the writers on it. And
So it was his concept. He wrote the original. I remember this. I remember reading this series way back when it came out, but this is like 13 years ago now. I think it was like 2011, 2012 book.
Yep, and now this puts that all together into one thing there. So pretty cool. I assume you're going to want to mention what's on page 157 here.
Oh yeah, Godzilla: The First 70 Years, the official illustrated history hardcover. It's a narrative and visual history of Japan's King of the Monsters, chronicling the triumphs, challenges, and meaning of 7 decades of city thrashing, kaiju smashing mayhem. It is also a tribute to Godzilla's creators and co-stars, the filmmakers, special effects wizards, cast members, even the stuntmen made the monsters inside the monster suit, and an appreciation of the behind-the-scenes artistry involved in bringing Godzilla to cinematic life. Then and now, exclusive behind-the-scenes photography, production materials, posters, and lobby cards showcase the Showa era films, the Heisei era films, the Millennium era films, animated works, Shin Godzilla, and Academy Award winning 2023 box office phenomenon, Godzilla Minus One.
Yep.
Extensive visuals detail the evolution of kaiju design as well as profile the creative contributions and SFX developments across 7 decades of exceptional filmmaking and innovation. And yeah, I do really want this book, but man, it is not cheap.
No, it is not. $75 before discounts. Maybe there will be discounts on DCBS, at least a little bit.
I don't remember seeing it, but I will look.
But also, my favorite thing at the bottom of that large piece of text that you just read, note, not available in Japan. Because I guess because the rights are different over in Japan, because of course they are.
Yeah, also they have their own book like this already. I've seen it on the Godzilla shop, and you can import it, but it's all in Japanese anyway.
Got it. Well, that's there on page 157. 158, I'll mention in passing, it's offered again, the Fantastic Four Full Circle graphic novel in hardcover is available once again from Abrams. Obviously, of course it is, because the movie's coming out, but this is an excellent graphic novel by Alex Ross. Read it if you haven't. I have it on my shelf. It is fantastic. And that's $25 for full Alex Ross artwork, and absolutely worth your time. Once again, on page 158 there, Fantastic Four Full Circle. On that same page, a Umbrella Academy novel, Youngblood. Once again, this is, I believe, offered again, but it's it's a full novel in the Umbrella Academy universe, but it's specifically, I believe, the Netflix Umbrella Academy universe, not
the original,
not the comics. So if you're looking for something of that acts kind of as a prequel, and you're trying to fill your itch now that Umbrella Academy series is over, this might be worth your while on page 158. Down we go to Howl. by Alyssa Whitney and Morissette. Mary, a science fiction writer, becomes science fiction. That's the law of Greenwich Village in the late 1950s, home of poets, artists, musicians, writers, their put upon partners, and the extraterrestrial spores that are secretly taking them over. Well, that just sounds like a good
Like
time
you
in the Greenwich Village, if I do say so myself. Yep. That's out of I believe that's technically out of, is that Ahoy or Afterlight? It's hard to tell when they do it like this. I think it is Ahoy because I think it
It's
continues
Ahoy.
from there and then goes further down. So
Yeah,
it's
Toxic, because you look at the Toxic Avenger, it has the same symbol as Howl,
yep. There you
the
go.
logo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good point. Thank you, sir. But yeah, Hal trade paperback on page 160. Do check that out. And of course, offered again is the Toxic Avenger Volume 1, which is one of the best selling books Ahoy has ever had. So yeah, do check it out. And Toxic Team Up by Mark Russell, Richard Kelly, and Fred Harper. The second issue of that is available on page 161, along with Toxic Avenger Comics #1 by Matt Boers and Fred Harper, the new ongoing series featuring the Toxic Avenger. It was very smart of Ahoy to get that license.
Mm-hmm. Jump on it while the jumping's good.
All right. Let's get a little bit further down in the catalog, away from the A's. Page 171 has more information on Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob, which I guess is the second half of the collaboration here. Kevin Smith with the scripting, artwork by Fernando Ruiz and others. Snoochie Boochie Archie fans, it's Jay and Silent Bob meets Archie. So Archie is not only meeting Patton Oswalt's supervillains this month, but they're also meeting quite literally Jay and Silent Bob. Wow. Page 171 and 172 have all the information on that and all the different covers. There are a lot of them. I think my favorite is the Ty Templeton one.
Yeah. And it kind of looks like the Clerks animated style Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yep. Well worth checking out there. Tons more. Phil Hester did one. Dan Parent. Oh my God. Wow.
They're going all out.
They are. They even have some preview pages on the next. Okay. There's something about seeing Jay and Silent Bob in full Archie style that's just like amazing yet off-putting at the same time.
Yeah, because they just don't belong together.
I know. Well, it's their first day, so.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll get used to it.
Exactly.
Lola Zozo.
Past all the avatars.
Avatar.
I don't know how Avatar still does it, man. Seriously.
I just want them to finish Uber. I love that book. I mean, even though it's a terrible subject, but I love spec fic, and that one was a cool one. And we never got to finish World War II.
That's fair. That's fair, yeah. Charlemagne the God, of all people, brings us a AWA title on page 190 called Illuminati, 5-issue mini by Brian Edward Hill and penciled by Dennis Cowan.
Wow.
Inked by some schlub named Bill Sienkiewicz.
Wow, what?
Yeah, exactly. Dark conspiracy tale that shines a light on the most enduring conspiracy of our day. Illuminati 1 of 5. Look at how gorgeous this artwork is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're going to pay Bill Sienkiewicz to do some damn fine artwork. That's exactly what he's going to do. So
Sure. I mean, they chose violence with that one.
yes, they did. Well, that's the other book.
Oh, this is different. You're right.
Issue 2 of 5 of They Choose Violence on the following page 192. I chose violence last month by talking about issue 1, so I'm going to skip forward a little bit more here. Bone Deluxe Edition, Part 1, The Valley. Ooh. Yep. Gives you a nice soft cover, giant size edition of Bone. This is the first Ultimate Edition of Bone. Full color bonus section called Tales from the Inkwell. Behind the scenes look at the journey of this collection, Bone and cartoon books. I still to this day wish that Netflix had not canned that Bone. Was it going to be a movie? I think it was going to be a movie.
I think it was going to be a movie too.
Yeah, and they
God, between that and like Mouse Guard not getting an animated series, like come on.
That's on page.
That breaks my heart.
Yep. Ooh, page 200 here. The Marvel art of Mike Allred. There's a lot of it to be had too.
That was a really good Silver Surfer run.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Plus Ecstatics.
Yeah.
And his Fantastic Four stuff, and plenty of stuff to gather and put together here. This is 260 pages of lovely artwork in full color, 9x12 for $80 here on page 200. If you're interested in the Marvel portfolio of Mike Allred in the Marvel art of Mike Allred.
Oh, Planetary Expansion. I was kind of interested in that. I got the first issue. I haven't read it yet, but I didn't end up buying the others. I forgot to order them because, when you have 60, 70 books, you just add to your thing and don't put on your pull list. You get thrown off.
Yep. Well, here's your trade. So, Critical Entertainment putting out a full trade for only $30 here on page 202.
I unintentionally whiffed it, and now here's the
There you go. Further down we go. Amazing Ash and Superhero Ah-Ma, Volume 2, Coming of Age. Nice graphic novel for all young readers. They also offer...
I talked about Volume 1 a long time ago.
Yes, you did. Yep, and here's the second volume of it. It's the adventures of a grandma and a granddaughter as superheroes. So pretty cool concept, and the whole family getting in on it here out of Difference Engine PTE Limited. So if you did check out Volume 1, here's Volume 2 for you. And if you haven't checked out either one, Volume 1 is offered again on page 203. Ooh. Page 204. He Rolled Me Up Like a Grilled Squid. By Yoshimura Sugi. Manga icon's most perplexing, transgressive, and astounding work of horror and surrealism. By the mid-1970s, Sugi Yoshiharu was a man changed by circumstance. Some things his work from 1971 to 81 boldly reveals. The confusion and mental illness simmering beneath the surface of his more surreal work comes to a rolling boil, reaching an unsettling and horrific crescendo in a series of nightmarish delusions. He rolled me up like a giant squid, like a grilled squid, that is, captures a mid-career author taking stock of his anxieties and suspicions while connecting the dots between his seemingly monotonous present and his complicated past. Translated by Ryan Holmberg. So kind of a slice of life, bit of insanity right there on page 204.
Yeah, semi-autobiographical.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah, very fascinating. Yep. All right. As we get further along into the book, passing Dynamic Forces, because they ain't got nothing. It's just a whole bunch of reprints. Fantagraphics, Hate Revisited by Peter Bagg. The one and only Peter Bagg. Legendary cartoonist Peter Bagg triumphantly returns to the series that defined a generation with his all-new Hate graphic novel. First Hate graphic novel in I can't tell you how many freaking years. Pete Bagg.
Been a while.
Oh yeah, Peter Bagg is like royalty in independent comics. Right there with Evan Dorkin and folks of similar ilk. This expertly showcases Bagg's imitable humor and knack for character, and the generational shift lends an unexpected gravitas to their lives. So if you're a fan of Hate, or you really just want to see what this guy's all about, Hate Revisited may be very well for you out of Fantagraphics on page 212. We also get Volume 2 of Lost Marvels #2, Howard Chaykin Volume 1, Dominic Fortune, Monarch Starstalker, and Phantom Eagle. I love that Fantagraphics is doing this.
Yeah.
I mentioned in our talk about Free Comic Book Day that this was one of the things that got, postponed, as originally they were going to do a Free Comic Book Day kind of preview of what they were doing with Lost Marvels, but this is another edition in that, focusing specifically on Howard Chaykin works, and also available as Lost Marvels #1, Tower of Shadows.
Yeah, I've read a little bit of Dominic Fortune, so I might be interested in, flipping through that at one point.
Yep, that's available on page 213. We also get Walt Disney's Donald Duck. Donald Duck Finds Pirate Gold, the complete Carl Barks Disney Library, Volume 1. Carl Barks is an absolute legend at not just Disney comics, but comics in general. And here's the beginning of his Donald Duck work for you here in prestige format. 248 pages, 7 by 6 by 10 by 3, for $40. So you get some nice classic Disney comics available for you on page 214. I know Jamie was always a fan of the Donald Duck stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I didn't know this existed. Disney Epic
I didn't either.
Comics Collection by Peter David? Huh. Okay.
When did this come out?
Probably when the games came out.
Yeah.
Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, all collected here in one hardcover, 176 pages, written by Peter David, illustrated by Paolo Maturo, Claudio Sciarroni, and Fabrizio Petrosi. This is some really cool Disney comics here, obviously by a legend like Peter David. So if you're interested in Epic Mickey, if you played the games back in the day, or even if you're just interested in the story, then this will be right up your alley on page 215. Always a surprise.
Yep.
That's why you go through these books.
Yep. You never know what gems are hidden there.
You never know what you're gonna get. I know what I'm gonna get. Page 228, Superman Ultimate 90s Flashback Official Coloring Book.
I was thinking about it, but I don't happen to see Electric Blue Superman on there, so I might have to pass.
All right, fine.
Plus, just to give you an update, that DCBS had that Godzilla book for $52.50, and so now my order's at $285. So I've got to tap out on anything else.
Tap out, dude. Tap out. Do not touch another book.
Yeah, I'm done.
He just has the super mullet. It's nothing else. So you're fine.
Yeah, if it's Electric Blue, I'm all the way through. Mm-hmm. Mullet on the head, my order's dead.
Page 228 for that. Okay. Page 230. Hero by Jeff McClelland and artwork by Michael Adams. Welcome to Omega City, where superheroes are publicly funded and saving the day means big sponsorship. The city's great champion, its hero, is a raging egomaniac who cares about nothing but himself and his precious Q score. But when he loses his powers to 10-year-old fanboy Hero is forced to reconcile with all his past selfish deeds. Heroes will fall, heroes will rise, and the world will never be the same. Mind you, this has alternate covers by Phil Hester and Andy Parks. So clearly this is pedigree here, and has friends in the industry. This is out of Keen Spot Entertainment. Hero #1.
Kind of has a hollow foil cover.
Has a hollow foil cover. It kind of has a My Hero Academia bent to it. Like same general premise, I feel like, with a little bit of a different flair. So check it out on page 230. We go down to Living the Lines, The Rabagoo Race by Bantan Taro. Most famous boat race in the world sees contestants face certain death throughout its frantic stages, all in the impossible hopes of reaching that mystical finish line, mystical finish line, and winning everything their hearts desire. Only 3 ships have survived the 100 brutal stages of boat racing, having fought mega sea monsters, riptide hellstorms, and whip-smart competitors. They must now race each other in the final sprint to the finish line. As the humble sailboat, the Bully Bear have what it takes to beat the slick Van Vex and the indestructible Solid Slope. Interesting fictional boat race action going on in the Rabagoo race on page 232. Full graphic novel there by Bonton Taro out of Living the Line.
That's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. Boats on boats on boats on boats. Moonstone has a Phantom book they're putting out. I missed issue 1, so I'll mention it. I'll mention issue 2 here. Bystander / the Phantom. So it's a new creator-owned series at Moonstone, and crossing it over Bystander with the Phantom, Stephen Grant and Mike Bullock. So Stephen Grant's got plenty of pedigree in the comics world, and he gets himself a Phantom crossover here. So if you missed issue 1, here's issue 2, and go find issue 1 on page 237.
For all the pulp lovers out there,
they still exist. They still out there. 238. Stephen Wellner and Dan Mazer doing a really, really important book for any of you comic book fans out there. Will Eisner, a comic biography. Explore the life of Will Eisner, one of the most influential artists in the history of comics, through the most appropriate medium, a graphic novel. From his immigrant roots and childhood in New York, starting his own comic studio and business, and the creation and publication of his beloved comic, The Spirit, through popularizing the term graphic novel as a result of trying to convince a general trade publisher to publish the groundbreaking A Contract with God, you'll follow along in Eisner's life journey. I'm going to pick this up at a con at some point. Will Eisner's life, comics wouldn't be what they are today without Will Eisner.
Nope, they wouldn't.
And the fact that it's taken somebody this long to put out a biography about him surprises the hell out of me. And this is 300 pages of beautiful hardcover here, all about Will Eisner's life. Do check it out. It's available for you on page 238.
Yeah, I'll probably get it at New York Comic Con if I see it there.
Yeah, that's
I'll probably see it there.
I almost guarantee you will. Yeah, and hopefully it'll be at least slightly discounted, maybe a little bit. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Kivelsmith, Rick and Morty versus the Universe, number 104. It's Rick, it's Morty, it's versus the universe. What more do you need? Especially with the new season coming out. So, more Rick and Morty action. Page 244. And then Cullen Bunn. Yeah, and Brian Hurt bringing the Sixth Gun back for a new 3-issue mini. The Sixth Gun, Battle for the Six. After 15 years and 1 million bullets, the Sixth Gun is reborn. It's hard to believe it's been 15 years since the Sixth Gun came out.
Oh my god. Yeah, it has.
Yep.
And Cullen Bunn has worked on a trillion comics since then.
Yes, he has. Yep. And he's back here with Brian Hurt for 3 more issues of his baby here. All new self-contained entry point into the acclaimed saga that fantasy icon Michael Moorcock calls an epic in its own right, as told across 3 extra-size, ad-free issues in a deluxe
ad-free
format. Yeah. See, that's when 32 issues for $6. 32 pages for $6 makes sense when it's ad-free.
Yes, very much so.
So, page 246. Welcome back to the Sixth Gun.
Biker Mice from Mars.
I don't know why that exists. I will continue to not.
I don't either, but Biker Mice from Mars.
Page 250. Clearly, it exists.
Now we just need Samurai Pizza Cats, and I'm done.
You're not too far. You're not too far.
I know.
I guarantee you, before you know it, it'll happen, man.
I'm gonna pitch it. I'm gonna pitch it to I don't know. Maybe Ahoy. Maybe I'll get Jamal to listen to me. Hey Jamal, you
And
wanna bring back an '80s beloved cartoon?
and then Jamal will do the Warren Michaels. Get out of my office. We've got some books for kids here. Illustrated chapter books on page 264. Bat Family Adventures, Clayface's Shapeshift Showdown. Bat Family Adventures, Harley's Funhouse Frenzy, and Bat Family Adventures, Mr. Freeze's Coldest Case. So these are illustrated chapter books that you can give to your kids if they're interested in comics and you want to start them out. So on that
Good
same
place to start.
Oh yeah, and on that same page, we also get the 5th volume of Quarterly Comics Doll Man republishing. So Golden Age classics that were left to time for many many years, finally getting the republishing process going. This is the 5th softcover out of PS Art Books of Doll Man. So if you're interested in old school stuff, that is right up your alley.
Oh yeah, PS Art Books does a lot of Golden Age revival.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have the out of Random House Worlds, the Batman Resurrection softcover. I've heard some really good praise about this novel, as it essentially is the next Batman movie in Tim Burton's Batman saga. It just in regular novel form here, rather than in comic book form or the screen. So this is an adaptation of what could have been, and Sheree Renee Thomas is the writer behind it. So if you're interested in that, Batman Resurrection will be what you're looking for. On page 267, was originally only available in hardcover, and here's the softcover.
Oh, actually, a favorite of mine is right there. Tusk Love, a Critical Role novel hardcover.
Nice.
So Tusk Love is a long recurring joke in campaign 2 of Critical Role.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smut novel that one of the characters buys at a smut shop, and she's in love with one of the other characters, who happens to be an orc and a half orc. And in the book Tusk Love, it's a romance between a woman and a half orc. And so the character's name is Oscar. So she always calls her love interest, "Oh, Oscar." It's a lot of fun. It's a
All right.
lot of fun. It's a long running thing in Critical Role, so all the Critical Role fans will totally get it and love it. And everyone else, go watch the Mighty Nine cartoon when it comes out eventually on
Fair enough.
Amazon.
Yep. That's on page 268 for that novel. Not a graphic novel, just a novel.
Just a novel.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got pictures in it.
Oh, there you go. Page 269, I can't not mention is Rat Pack Convict Commandos by Alan Hebden and Karn Kennedy and Eric Bradbury. Major Taggart leads the squad of 4 soldiers court-martialed for various offenses and dubbed the Rat Pack. But they're not Sinatra or any of those guys. They're war Rat Pack. And this is, some classic war comics here involving World War II and Norway and hijacking Hitler's personal train in order to steal Nazi war plans. So if that's
it's the A-Team, except World War II instead of Vietnam, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, it's the R Team. If you're looking for some good war comics, Rat Pack Convict Commandos will be right what you want. Hey,
I ain't getting on no plane, Ian.
you fool! I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
Ooh, another Bowie graphic novel. This one focusing specifically on Bowie's Berlin years, by Reinhard Kleist, out of Self-Made Hero. This is when Bowie quit drugs and created Low, the first album of his Berlin trilogy. But even here, in some of the happiest days of his life, Ziggy Stardust would not let him go. Low follows Bowie's forays through West Berlin's revolutionary music scene and wild club life and takes us deep into his recording sessions at Hansa Studios. It's a nice book, behind the scenes graphic novel here of a very specific point in Bowie's life, titled Low, Bowie's Berlin Years, Self-Made Hero on 271. And we're going to be done before we know it because we usually mention 2 Morrows, and we can't at this particular moment. So before we get to manga, I will switch us over to the other catalog, and we will get to 2 Morrows because that's the way it goes these days. And this is on page 397 of Lunar's catalog, as Back Issue Magazine number 162 goes mad. Things get crazy this issue as we cover Madman, Batman Mad Love, Mad Superhero movie parodies, the Mad Hatter, Mad Balls, and more, featuring the work of Mike Allred, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, Jerry Conway, Doug Munch, Mike Barr, Jeff Loeb, and others, with a Madman cover by the one and only Mike Allred. So, mad, in Back Issue Magazine number 162. Also have a ton of other stuff available this month. A whole bunch of Back Issue magazines available if you missed them the first time around. We have the Team Up Companion, which was previously solicited. Whole bunch of crazy team-ups over the years, including Bob Haney's comics' most outrageous writer, and Meet the Fan, who teamed with the Man of Steel. And that's available to you there on page 399. And let's see if there's a back issue this month to mention. I do not believe...
Doesn't look like it.
Nope. But they do have Marshall Rogers' Brightest Days and Darkest Nights. Helped redefine Batman for generations, inspiring readers and up-and-coming artists alike. Initially salvaged by editors at DC Comics, his style was uniquely complex, with vast and angular architectural designs anchoring his storytelling. And this goes behind the scenes on Marshall Rogers and his life. Full hardcover there, available for you on page 402. Previously solicited, but available nonetheless. All right, and yeah, I think that's it there for tomorrow. So we'll head over to the manga.
Oh, yeah, Udon.
Udon. Oh yeah, Udon. How about them apples? Although I think Udon is also available in the manga section, but screw it. Let's just cover it here. Zero Timelines, Mega Man Zero. So if you're looking for a Mega Man Zero book, they've got it for you there on page 409 of the Lunar catalog.
I mean, what a super fighting robot.
Oh, I know, absolutely. Hey, guess what? We're done.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, there really wasn't much to say there. Vault also is in the Lunar catalog, and they have Post Malone's new series with Adrian Wassel called Big Rig. So I will mention that there, 48 pages, double-sized, on page 413, as Vault has also gone Lunar exclusive, I believe, as I did not remember seeing this when we were going through the
owner of the One Ring.
Yep.
Post Malone.
And Money Shot Big Bang by Tim Seeley and Patton Oswalt with artist Garth Graham.
Yeah.
That continues the Money Shot series. This is a full trade of that. It was previously solicited. This is issue 3 of that. I'm sorry. And
we've talked about it.
Oh, yeah, we have. Yeah, it's just all these were previously solicited, and I think now are resolicited accordingly, because now they're with Lunar, and a bunch of this stuff never wound up coming out. So, same can be said for Goober by Cody Ziegler, which I also remember talking about before. So, go to the Lunar catalog, check out all the stuff that Vault has, and you'll find a bunch of stuff that should have came out before that is hopefully going to wind up coming out now. So, there you go. All right, let's finish up with some manga, and then we will be done with this insanely long episode that we have going here. But there was a lot of shit to talk about. All right.
Well, one day we won't have previews to go through.
Shut up.
But it will not be this day.
Yes. Yep, there's Udon. I knew they were going to be wind up in the... So it's also on page 286 of the previous catalog. All right.
Mega Man, dun-dun-dun-dun, secret fighting robot.
Page 289, Yaiba Samurai Legend. This is by Goshu Ayama, and it has very much of a old school Dragon Ball flair to the artwork. I'll say that much. But it's a energetic young
very 80s.
swordsman. Oh yeah, who's grown up in the jungle, trained to be a samurai with his father Kenjuro. When the pair returns to Japan, chaos seems to follow wherever Yaiba goes. Destined to be a legendary hero, Yaiba must learn to be a true samurai and save the world. This is a action-packed adventure. The anime adaptation is now available on both Netflix and Hulu. So if you're looking for the manga version, that is available on page 289. We also have
Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man Kazuna. With great power comes total chaos. Welcome to Okahama City, Japan. You, a timid boy who loves to draw manga, is attacked by a villain, only to be rescued by the superhero known as Spider-Man. Despite being defeated, the villain activates a device that merges you and Spider-Man together. So,
Me?
yeah, no, you. Why you? Not you.
Okay.
You're not in this. Seta Kobayashi, Hachi, Mizuno. It's kind of a Rick Jones, Captain Marvel situation here with Spider-Man. And also available, Ultraman Along Came a Spider-Man. Crossover between Ultraman and Spider-Man. So both of those available out of Viz on page 291.
And neither seem to be the emissary from hell. Spider-Man.
No, they don't. All right, I'm going to try to mention at least one thing that isn't Viz, and then I will call it a day. And I think I may have found it already. On page 297, Fanfare presents The Solitary Gourmet. This is a new printing. Also available, Distant Neighborhood, complete hardcover by Jiro Taniguchi. But this one is The Solitary Gourmet. What do we learn about Mr. Inogashira? He's a sole independent trader importing household and fashion goods from France and Japan. He's also busy but never rushed as he travels across Japan selling his wares. He's a private person who, whilst he enjoys the company of women, prefers to remain a bachelor. He smokes cigarettes but never touches alcohol. What is he, the most interesting man in the world? But above all, he enjoys his food. He is the solitary gourmet. Each chapter explores another dish and another restaurant in another part of town, and even ventures to an Algerian restaurant in Paris, eating and observing. These are the type of manga that I love because we very rarely get these in America. It's just like eater manga, you know? Like, I'm going to go to a different area and I'm going to draw and write an entire thing about the food I ate. It's going to make you hungry, but it's good.
You know, heroic characters powering up and beating the crap out of villainous characters who suddenly get more powerful and blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. So that's available there to you on page 297. One last thing, I swear to God, Insight Editions Studio Ghibli Dream Artist hardcover. 40 years of animation, all in one hardcover. You get a whole bunch of Ghibli art spanning all the way from Castle in the Sky in 1986 to Ponyo in 2008. Exclusive interviews, recounts, and insights from visionaries, including Hayao Miyazaki himself, and providing vital context about the studio and enrich the experience of watching its most iconic films. And
you know,
that's awesome.
As iconic as all their movies are, I don't think they have a more iconic silhouette than Totoro.
Oh, absolutely. Please, absolutely. Oh my God, Kodansha, please. All right, fine. One more. I swear to God.
I swear to me.
Wow, that throws me back.
Yeah.
Akira Collection Volume 1 hardcover. It's the Akira manga in a brand spanking new hardcover edition. This features an updated translation and lettering of the 35th anniversary edition box set, now available one book at a time. scheduled to ship in August 2025. You know what Akira is. It's one of the most famous manga and anime of all time, and this is just a gorgeous way to read the manga. Check it out. Great job, Kodansha, putting this out. So yeah, that's a good way to end it.
Excellent way to end it.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for sticking with me through this, Raf. Oh my God. We had a lot of shit to talk about this month.
Yeah. The email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Don't forget.
Don't steal my shit, okay?
Yeah. I've done it before.
I know you have.
It's been a while.
Yep. But either way, just one quick reminder here before we get into it. You can find the YouTube version over at our YouTube channel. We are at Comic Timing Podcast. I believe, if we haven't hit it yet, we're really close to finally breaking 150 on there. And I would like for more of you folks to join us.
Hey, everybody.
And not hear Brent talk while I'm doing so.
Hey, everybody. Welcome
Stop auto-loading. God damn it. I swear to God. That's the whole thing
Brent.
about YouTube. We're at 147 subscribers. So if 3 people of you listening to this, I know that there's more of you. I know there are. Decide to subscribe to the show there. We'll be at 150. It'll make me a happy man. I'd still like to get to 500 by the end of this year, if at all possible. We'll see if that's actually possible. But either way, subscribe. Do it.
Do it, or I'll go to your house and shine my bald dome at your face constantly, and I'll follow you and do that.
Let's not scare away the listeners, please. That would be
All right. Don't. I won't follow you around and shine my bald dome on your head, on your face.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And with that, more credits. Email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Facebook.com/Comic Timing is where you can find Comic Timing. And we'll also have the Comic Timing fan group, which we'd love for you to be a part of. It is a good time, and we have plenty of people there talking comics and just, enjoying camaraderie with each other. And you can't get better than that. We're on Bluesky at Comic Timing. We're on YouTube once again at Comic Timing Podcast. That's also where you can find our Instagram at Comic Timing Podcast, and our Threads is also at Comic Timing Podcast. We thank you for everybody who has donated to the show in one form or another, whether it be at the Patreon or at paypal.me/IamSci-Fi. We'd like to thank Raphael Suhu for joining us on this episode and for putting his thumb up at the exact right time. And as always, there's always time for comics.
My parents are bred.
It's Godzilla, and he's back in Pog form.